to decrease the volume right as it starts getting really good. Hello, everyone. Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to Patron DnD, where platinum-level patrons and I get together to play Dungeons and Dragons via Discord and Roll20. These sessions are entirely supported by patrons of patreon.com/roguewatson. Patrons also get exclusive access to private videos, custom 5e content, and participate in monthly DM roundtables. Inspired by legendary heroes like Miri, Kazan, Gillian, Kethra, Scarlet O'Fair, and the mighty Tim, you have all joined a freelancing order of adventurers, the Order of the Gauntlet. The Order is zealously dedicated to stamping out evil and injustice across the Forgotten Realms, but in recent years, folks have affectionately referred to them as Kalinar's crew. Thanks to Kalinar's experience and influence, the Order of the Gauntlet has expanded beyond the ranks of paladins and clerics to include any and all adventurers from all walks of life and skill sets. Whatever your personal goals may be, fame, fortune, answers, or a stirring desire to help others, you embark on dangerous missions and get the job done, or die trying. This session I'm joined by patrons Stan, Brandon, Genocider, Christopher, and Dori, and I'm going to let each of them briefly introduce the characters that they are playing. And I think we are going to introduce you in the order in which you provided me pictures. So let's start with Christopher. Who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Grayson. He's a tabaxi monster slayer ranger. He has gray fur, matted, scruffy, weathered brown leather jacket that he seems to never be without. He is son of a medic named Gray, which is currently whereabouts unknown. Currently, he's out on a Spelljammer ship somewhere. He's not seen his father in many years. But when Grayson was a boy, he was kidnapped into the Feywild. He remembers very little about this abduction, but his recovery since has been trying to track down those monsters that terrorize his nightmares. Terrorize his dreams. He has joined the Order of the Gauntlet as an opportunity to kill and hunt these beasts.
Very nice. And I asked everyone to give me 5 descriptive adjectives to describe your character. What are your adjectives?
He is eager, troubled, adventurous, daring, and protective.
All right. Welcome to Grayson. Brandon, I believe you are next. Where are we playing?
So Clax has lizardfolk, battlemaster, fighter. He has a strong, sinewy build, mustard brown coloration over hard, scaly skin. Generally hunches over, but at full height stands a little over 6 feet tall. Seems cold and calculating, as most lizard folk do. Wears a leather vest over sections of leather armor that cover old scars, but only because it seems to make the soft skins more comfortable. Clax carries a glaive and a net, and his frills generally stay down on the back of his head until he gets aggressive, at which point they show like an amber-orange coloration. His eyes are a deep amber color, but usually those make people uncomfortable because they have a nictating membrane that comes over instead of blinking.
All right, and what are our 5 adjectives?
Cunning, arrogant, callous, practical, and resolute.
All right, that is Clax. I believe next we have Genocider's character, Dante.
Yep, I'm playing Dante Wildfire. He's a fire genasi sorcerer. Divine Soul. He was born in kind of mysterious circumstances and just kind of left at a temple of Pelor and raised there. So he kind of grew up, and at an early age, he realized that he had special abilities. And as soon as he became of age, he wanted to go out and adventure and do something. That's why he joined Kalinar's crew.
Excellent. What are our 5 words describe Dante?
So Dante is tall. He's about 6'8", and lanky, quiet, confident, pious. He has dark gray skin and an orange afro that kind of glows like coals.
Very cool. Dori, believe you are next. That's who you are playing.
Well, hello everyone. I am MiaLynn Mossgift. I am an Oath of Ancients Paladin firbolg. I stand about 7'8" tall, and I weigh
Holy
just
crap.
a hair over 200 pounds. I was raised by a family of druids, but due to an experience I had in our forest, I actually ended up taking up the mantle of an Oath of Ancients paladin whose life I saved. I am very joyous, very bright. I love the beauty of everything around me. And my gray skin isn't necessarily a dull gray, it's more luminous, let's say. I carry a longsword that gives off its own light, and the hilt of that longsword is covered with moss and lichen.
Cool.
And my 5 adjectives, which for some reason left my bio, are optimistic, inquisitive, bold, protective, and blunt.
Okay. And last but never least, Stan.
Greetings,
What's your
everybody.
character?
Playing Jasper Wyatt. He's a Twilight Domain Cleric. His 5 adjectives are, where did those go? Cheerful, optimistic, adventurous, curious, and brave. He is the son of adventuring parents. Both of his parents are knights in silver in Silvery Moon. They spent a lot of time bouncing between the continent of Wildmount, the Feywild, and dealing with domestic duties back home in Silvery Moon. He's the son of Sir Thomas Wyatt and Sarah Ivy Alethar. And he is looking to get out from underneath his parents' shadow a little bit and kind of make a name for himself.
Okay. And were there any specific previous connections with characters before you all either joined the group or maybe when you joined this order, which you can be anywhere in the world and basically be part of this organization?
Sure. Jasper and Grayson recently teamed up to rid a nearby town of a displacer beast in Faerun. During that encounter, on the way back to meet up with the Ordered Gauntlet, Jasper had given 50 gold pieces, to Jasper that he ended up using in town for a longbow. And one of the trinkets that I have with me is a vitrified eye of that displacer beast.
Nice.
I think the terms of that agreement were, I owe him 50 gold pieces and or a favor to be claimed later. Is the way I think that worked.
Nice.
Still have the note.
You still got that note, right?
Receipts.
It's written in English, Elvish, and Orc, just in case you're asking.
Notarized, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Triplicate.
Well, a young druid, Thalia Horntham, has contacted the Order looking for help. Her druid circle helps watch over parts of the High Forest. Many druids, clerics, and rangers make pilgrimages to an ancient obelisk that lies deep within the forest. This obelisk radiates powerful and ancient druidic magic and suffuses the surrounding area in an overgrowth of plant life, which is called the Twisted Wreath. Thalia often visits with the Dryad who lives in the Twisted Wreath, but during her last visit, she barely escaped with her life. But where once the area was full of welcoming warmth and life, now it felt hostile and dangerous, and the very vines and branches were trying to grab at her. She fled before she made it very far. Her circle sent in a local team of rangers and scouts to investigate, but they have yet to return. She fears for the Dryad, the scouts, and any pilgrims who unwittingly stumble into danger. You all, accept this mission and travel to the southwestern edge of the High Forest to meet with Thalia. The young, wide-eyed druid wears simple robes, and her long, dark hair is adorned with flowers. She seems both anxious and relieved at your arrival, and begins taking you along a nondescript yet well-worn path deep within the forest. Some of you have met each other before, others you may be just seeing each other for the first time. You've probably, and for the purposes, by the way, of this session, you are all starting this adventure at level 3, which presumably means this is not your first rodeo. You've all, done a few other probably local, missions and quests and helped out at whatever your local area was, and that brought you to the attention of, the Order of the Gauntlet, and maybe you've worked with some of your party members, or maybe this is your first time, but you all can, if you would like, talk to each other, or Thalia is with you as well as you are headed towards this location.
This is what I do not understand about soft skins. Why deal with obelisk since there is the problem? Why not just avoid moving forward, Thalia?
Well, the obelisk is it's a sacred artifact, very powerful, gives off such life to this area, and we want to share that with anyone who can draw strength and inspiration from it.
Yes, we need to sustain beauty wherever we can.
She nods
Sure.
vigorously at this.
Sounds nice, but this is why lizard folk live longer than most humans.
I confess I've never met one as you, but I know that your group works with all sorts of folks, so and certainly we do not turn anyone away who wishes to study or just bask in the beauty of unbridled nature.
You keep using that word beauty and then unbridled. Is a unicorn involved with this by any chance? And Jasper has a big unicorn on the front of his shield, by the way.
Oh, there are certainly unicorns within the forest, but no, not within the wreath. And she kind of puffs out. She's like, we do have a dryad though, and she's amazing.
Dad's first wife was a dryad. I have stories, but yes, I have lots of later. Do you have? Is any of the unicorns by the name of George? That would be an important question.
What are you getting at, Stan?
No, I was just asking if there's a unicorn named George in the vicinity.
I said, I'm sorry, I pretty much just watch over this small region. And she kind of looks a little deflated. I'm still of a lower rank.
Okay.
I don't have much of a...
Not a problem.
I'm not a district manager yet. I'm just a branch manager, if you will.
Yes, that was good. I don't mean to trouble you. I'm sorry. Grayson, if you see a white unicorn and he answers to George, be careful. He's a tricky son of a gun. Contracts.
Always
Be careful of contracts.
Got it.
Well, I suppose Clax will protect you as much as I possibly can. And he looks over at Jasper also and says, see, this one knows to protect soft skin with strong armor.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. He's anything but quiet.
Yes, we do get all sorts of folks in here, but you are some of the most exotic I've seen. I think is your hair fire? That's remarkable.
Don't touch it.
No, I don't want to.
For some reason, everybody wants to touch it.
Oh, no, no. Thank you. But she turns and says, I will not be accompanying you. You are far more capable than I, and the wreath, the magic creates such tangled paths that it actually changes every day. So there is no guide to the obelisk. It is part of the pilgrimage that everyone makes. They must find their own way through the maze. And she finally approaches an area deep within the forest, and it's been, High Forest is very much just forest extreme. Like, there's been animal sounds, insect sounds, full of life, full of flora and fauna. But when you reach this, what she indicates is the entrance to the Twisted Wreath, it's just an oppressive silence ahead of what looks like a kind of a tunnel leading into just an overgrowth of vines and branches interlocking. And she kind of gestures forward and says, "It is best that I remain here and ward off any pilgrims or travelers until we get this sorted out. But I do ask that you please not try to harm anyone or anything while you're in there, and please check on my dryad friend if you can."
Clax does not always act first, but when he does, he'll act fast and with ferocity.
That's
As
a-
he-
Any evidence?
Go
Okay.
ahead.
I was gonna say, is there any evidence of other tracks or anything going into the reef?
Lots. Yeah, it's despite the it's not like a marked trail or anything. There appears to be a lot of traffic. If you want to give me a survival check, you can maybe discern some of the tracks.
Can any of us else get in on that?
Sure. Everybody just kind of looks down and pretends like they're know what they're looking at.
21.
Oh, yeah.
Dante, you think you see Bigfoot over in this direction?
What time of day is it? Is it what's the light like?
You've got good light. It's probably late morning. You probably set out into the forest. That took, probably an hour or two to get to this location. So it is strong daylight. But you notice as you look into this passageway, very dense. There's still sunlight, but it's, just canopy is like an understatement with what you're going to go into. Grayson, with a 21, you can recognize the fact that there has been more footprints leaving than entering as of late, and it's from what you can tell, humanoid, and specifically like human size, not like dwarf or halfling, but very much, which could be elf or no, but not like giant firbolg feet or small halfling feet, but general medium-sized human feet, and more leaving than entering, and it's really hard to discern much more than that.
Jasper would like to kind of grab Grayson and MiaLynn and say, real quick, Grayson, I think you're going to be able to move really, really fast and be really, really get a good jump if a fight does start. I'm going to use Vigilant Blessing on Grayson. And then for MiaLynn, it's like he just kind of looks up. Like Jasper's only like 5'8", and so it's like looks up and it's like, and we definitely want you going first. So I'm going to cast Gift of Alacrity on MiaLynn.
8 hours. Wow.
Yep.
D8 to initiative. Strong.
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. So you said the way Thalia described it, there's a bunch of thicket and vine and overgrowth. Does it appear to open up at all for an immediate entrance, or is it all kind of maze-like even at the opening?
At the opening, very maze-like. She does, at that question, though, she does mention the fact that, yes, there are areas, and we haven't been able to explain why, but it's not all maze-like tunnels. It opens up into beautiful glades of flowers, or there may be a clearing where a grand tree will grow. It's nature just seems to find its way, and there seems to be a perfect balance of all. But yes, expect a lot of mazes.
Before we enter, you're going to see MiaLynn. She's going to reach up, and she has tucked behind her ear, her left ear, a shamrock that appears to be always preserved, always pristine. She's going to reach up, she's going to rub it, one of the leaves 3 times, and then she's going to approach the thicket and kneel down and get very close to the ground. And you're going to, I'm going to use my speech of beast and leaf. And I'm going to talk to plant growth. And I'm going to say, now, we are but visitors here. We are here to do a good deed and help you. Please, we ask for your help in our path. Guide us, show us the way, and we will bring light back to this forest. And then she just kind of kneels down and she kisses the ground, and then she stands back up.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check with advantage, since it says you have advantage on all charisma checks. You may do it. Influence them.
While you're doing that, go ahead.
You feel the area in front of you. As you've been stepping into this maze, you almost get this rack focus effect, where it's that very classic horror movie. Like, it just looks like that hallway is extending, but the hallway is a maze of these branches and plant life. And you feel like that kind of pauses for a moment, and you see a little bit of like leaves just like twinkling off in sunlight, splaying all over these leaves, and you feel like the plants themselves seem to sigh for just a moment. But at the very end of your communication, you feel like you feel a bit of mixed emotions. You feel like anguish and fear and anger. It's a lot of emotion that you don't normally feel from plants. And it's pretty complicated stuff, and it makes you it makes you uneasy, but also you feel like you are getting through a little bit to what's going on there. But I will give you a point of inspiration for all of the RP of actually using speech of beast and leaf. You all, so many different races I've never seen, and several new subclasses I've never seen, and the 2 that I've seen use abilities right now are the new ones for me, so this is very exciting. Brandon, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, just Clax gets down off his mount, which is a giant lizard, and hands the reins to Thalia and says, "You take care of Verth,
Oh,
or else she'll eat you."
oh, this is a magnificent. Oh, boy or girl?
Boy.
Okay. Oh, he's magnificent. I adore him. Oh, she's just like you just handed her a puppy or something. Just gushing. And I don't know if you want to role play the lizard's reaction or me, but the lizard will be very into this.
Oh yeah. It just starts like leaning into it. This is while I'm trying to undo saddlebags and get some of my stuff off.
Yeah,
and I pull off, and this is as she's talking to the plant, right? This is like while she's doing that, and I'm working on getting my glaive out, getting the net, and there's a 10-foot pole sticking off of the giant lizard. And on the end of that 10-foot pole is a bullseye lantern, and I grab the lantern just in case. And I basically stand at the entrance next to MiaLynn and say, "All right, Clax is ready to go."
Okay. Yes, I will of course take wonderful care of him. And as I said,
well, I almost forgot. He needs blanket, and he goes over and he gets a blanket out of a bedroll, and he says he needs this to stay calm.
Oh yes, thank you very much.
Grayson turns to Dante because Dante is tall, correct?
Yeah.
He looks to Dante's and looks up at your hair and is your hair gonna catch any of this stuff on fire? These twigs? I'm really nervous. I'm looking at the twigs, determining whether or not I can feel whether or not they're dry. Is that actual fire?
Dante is like pressing his lips closed, and he kind of looks like he has to pee. And he's just waiting for Salia to leave.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing he does, and he does it well. And it's fire.
Yeah, she looks very nervous around you for all that. Like every time she says, "Please don't harm," like her eyes constantly like flit to you and just like
I'm
she
just like
she appreciates you being there to help, but she's very concerned about your whole like situation. It's all right. If you are willing, if you don't have any more questions for her, then you all can head into the wreath. Now, you do have daylight, and MiaLynn, I think you said that your sword actually gave off some light, though. Because I need to add that to your token if it does.
Yeah, it's the moon touched.
It's only when it's when you pull it out of the.
It's when it's unsheathed, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
So if it looks like I will need it, then I will take it out.
Okay. But it
Probably
is
like one of those
Go
glue
in the
sticks. You
maze.
can just pour it out a little bit.
It's a little,
I'm gonna go ahead and produce flame.
yes, and when Thalia, as soon as Thalia's back is turned, he's just like, "Flame on!"
Yeah.
This may concern your plant paladin too. I don't know.
I know. Yeah.
All right, welcome to Twisted Wreath. Hopefully this works, but if not, you can scroll all the way down to about the bottom middle of this map, and hopefully if I've set everything up correctly, everybody can see out of your token. You can all see each other. I think I've set it up where you can all see each other's hit point bars, but not the numbers. No?
No bars. No bars.
No bars.
I
Crap.
I can see Grayson's bar.
Grayson's.
Oh,
Yep.
maybe I only did one then. Let's try. Let's see. Oh, yep. I started, and I guess I didn't. All right, that's why I asked. Let's turn that on real quick.
And just to make sure, I accidentally disconnected for a second. I did not mess up the cameras for you, did I?
No, it's
Okay.
totally fine. Yeah, if somebody leaves for a while, then I'll have to make an adjustment. But if you
Gotcha,
if
okay.
you come right back, then it's not a big deal. All right, now everybody can. Go
They
ahead.
put the mute button right next to the exit button, so it's like
Oh.
Exactly what I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real handy. All right. Yeah, you all have been. I kind of put you in a generic marching order, but if there's a specific order that you want to do this in, let me know. Obviously, you all have control of your tokens, so you can move them around as you want. I guess I should have put the fighter in front. I realized that. I had your.
He would go pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasper will volunteer to be in the back.
Noble.
I will also be in the back. Yeah.
Okay.
We traveling north. We're heading in, correct?
So I will have one last piece of advice. We'll retcon this, that whenever Thalia did mention the fact that the maze constantly shifts, so she would be useless as a guide, she did mention that the obelisk is always to the north, which, I mean, you can look at this map and be like, well, yeah, everything's to the north. But there you go. And yeah, it's pretty, unlike the rest of the forest, it is eerily quiet in here. Sunlight barely flits through all these interlocking branches and vines, and then there's just the single passage that you can tell leading north and then kind of curving right in front of you.
Clax will look back at Grayson and MiaLynn, Dante, and Jasper, and just say, "Shall we proceed?"
We shall.
I'm
and
ready.
Probably just gonna walk up to that first corner.
Sure. Yep, you guys can freely move your tokens. I will tell you to stop when it is appropriate to do so.
I guess, MiaLynn, I guess you'd be in front of me. Yeah.
Please get in front of me.
Please shield me from everything.
Yep. And everybody does have control of their tokens. Everything's working just to get over the... Okay, it seems like everybody can see and do all that. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Yep.
All right. Also, for a kind of a new one for me, I've actually turned on, for those of you that work with Roll20, I turned on Explorer mode, which means it should keep the fog of war so that you can see where you've been, but you just won't be able to see, like, I think the tokens that are immediately there.
It is working. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool. You all walk through this tunnel of plant life for only about a minute before it starts curving and then branching ahead of you into two different directions. And the silence is suddenly broken by high-pitched, soft whispering. They will play with us! Play with us! They will die for us! Die!
Clax will just kind of slowly turn around and look at both MiaLynn and Grayson. Did you
Not
hear
me.
the same thing?
Yeah, can I tell, like, directionally which way it's coming from?
Give me a perception check.
I guess not.
Kind of echoing from all around.
It's very hard.
Do I see any of the leaves moving?
Give me another you can give me a perception check as well.
I hope it's not pixies.
Woo!
I hope it's not pixies.
Oh.
I hope it's not pixies.
I had a question. Do
Yes.
these count for the crit?
I do not have it set up for the crit, but that is a good question. I will say we are employing my house rules of if you're in combat, then a nat 20 does trigger the massive damage rules, but for skill checks, it's just a woo. So, woo. While Grayson is looking around, MiaLynn, you do notice that there is a certain odd shimmering in the air, kind of right next to where Grayson is, and you see this shimmer get right up next to the tabaxi, and Grayson, you feel just the hairs, which you have a lot of, on the back of your neck standing on straight up, and just kind of a goosebumps chill feeling as you feel something kind of brush across your cheek, and I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Do that thing where the cat's like,
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Well, my
Nice.
goodness sakes, this is how it's going to start, huh? Okay. Well, twice as many of these things are going to come out. You feel a sudden a coldness wash over you, but you just kind of steel yourself full and just kind of shake your head, and you feel they don't no play with us.
I kind of bat. I'm a cat.
Yeah.
I kind of bat into the into what I think something, but maybe everybody else is just looking at me like I'm going crazy.
Yeah. Although MiaLynn, you're kind of tracking it for a moment. You kind of see this, and again, a very odd shimmering, very small, and it seems to get close to Grayson, and then he kind of bats it away, and you see, and nobody else would see this except you're locked in. You see that shimmer form like whipping back suddenly and going like far enough away, and you hear that voice yell out. And then as you look around, you see what you think are a few more of these kind of little indistinct shapes, but the longer you try to look at them, almost the harder it is to kind of pinpoint either the outline or the shape or the direction or anything. It's just really, really tricky, even with a excellent perception.
I would just put my hand down on the shoulder of Clax, who's in the front, and I would just lean over his shoulder and point to where I saw one and say, "Be watchful. Many things, not all of them full of light." And I'll just kind of point to what I see flying in the air.
Show yourself.
No. Oh, you can seek, we can hide.
I would like to take my glaive and just poke into the wreath.
Okay, poking at the you do that, and it kind of it feels, you've probably stabbed at bushes for whatever reason before, and this feels just like you almost can't even get it out. Like it's just so thick and full. You're just hitting all kinds of branches and just hard thuds. And there's thorns everywhere. As soon as you stick it in there, you kind of almost regret and realize you don't even want to be anywhere near that edge. And assuming you want to pull it back out, and you hear just more laughing, like wrong.
This is foul place. Do we go left or right?
Go in there. go in the wreath.
Does that mean that they're asking us to walk into the wall like Homer Simpson?
Yes.
Is that what they're asking us to do? Okay.
Disappear backwards.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
He'll turn back to MiaLynn and just say, "How shall we proceed?"
Am I still getting a ping at this point? Any shimmering, anything not from the creatures, but from the plant life?
Not anything from that at the moment. You're just getting these creatures.
MiaLynn, are you seeing something?
They came from the right. So let's try.
Let's go left. Yes, let's avoid trouble. At that point, I will proceed to the next intersection.
Okay. Yep, you see paths going pretty far down to the west and the east at this point.
Genocider, did you say something? It looked like your mouth was moving for a second, and then I didn't hear anything.
Oh, I just said, "Oh wow."
Okay.
Did we lose Stan?
No, I'm here.
You hear that high-pitched voice and say, "No fun, they're so slow and boring!" And then you see a figure materialize right next to Dante, and this figure, whoops, my bad. I did Control C to show you all, and I forgot Control Z is undo. Ha! Is it Shift Z is what I want to try to do?
Shift Z.
Shift Z. Okay. You see what looks like a fairy, but has been horribly kind of mutated. It's got just bat-like wings and horns and purple skin, and yet still has a lot of like the fairy fae like adornments, like some vines and flowers and things. And as this creature appears, it begins to weave a spell as part of its surprise. And I need let's see. Oh yeah, let's do everybody. I need all of you to give me let's see, what's the DC for this? 0. That's not helpful.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes, a wisdom saving throw. Okay, the DC said there. Yes, please give me a wisdom save.
I'm not good at these.
My God, these are some great wisdom saves. Holy Toledo. MiaLynn, did you have advantage for that?
No, I forgot to turn it off.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, only MiaLynn is affected by this, as you were ironically the only one to spot them, but this one was down a little bit further. And I'm going to have you guys go ahead and roll for initiative, because I believe... don't roll yet, hang on. This one
Jesus Christ, 25?
Start of it. I know, that's crazy. +6, wow. Okay, turn order's on. Now you can roll for initiative.
And I get an extra D8 to my initiative roll. So.
Right.
And then I'll just roll a D8. Oh, a 1.
Finally, the rolls catch up.
Look at how responsive you all are.
Oh, did I? Why am I not showing up in the turn order? Did I do something wrong?
You do need to select your token
I thought it was.
no.
when you roll, and I can... Whenever you'll have to roll it again, but then you can change the number to your first roll. You can just click on the number.
Okay.
No, I rolled twice because of the Vigilant Blessing.
Ah.
Yeah, it's not working. I just rolled it again, and my token was selected. Let's try it one more time. Nope.
If I can... This... Right, I don't know why it worked for me, but who else is having... And what was your
Same.
initial initiative?
Same. My initial was a
let's
9.
see, so 16, so 17.11. Well, which is exactly what's showing there. So
Okay.
And mine was a 9.
that's weird.
Okay, 9.
So I told you to bring up the back of the order.
And at the same time, we've got another one. Let's see, we'll do... For one more surprise, we'll have another one appear. And this one will target Grayson. Really seems to like you. And I need another wisdom save, as this one attempts to just screech at you and says, "You will play. No!
16.
Mean!
Swat at him.
Yeah. Okay, and then do that one. All right. I don't have combat music, man. But we're gonna start with initiative here. I think, Grayson, you actually probably beat the tie. I assume your dexterity is better than, like,
My
0.
my dex is 4.
All right, so I will have you go first for a combat round. But you see 2 of these little, look like small, diminutive fairy creatures that are just completely angry and somehow wrong.
I spin around, draw my rapier, and then attack the one right next to me.
Yep.
17?
Yeah, 17 definitely hits. And for 8 damage, you very satisfyingly skewer this tiny creature, and its eyes just kind of almost like just stabbing a fly, just kind of, it freezes and then just kind of slumps still.
I called out to the guys, watch out!
Alright, let's go to this other pixie, which is, surely they can't be rolling this many good wisdom saves all the time. Thanks. This one will reach over and attempt to touch you, Dante. Says, "Oh, fire! Look at the fire!" And I need a wisdom saving throw as it does so. You want to burn your friends, don't you? Burn, burn, burn.
Did they roll?
Not yet.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Hooray!
The DM smiles.
Yep. DM
Oh
smiles.
no.
Dante, you are going to use your reaction to make a melee attack against one of your allies within 5 feet. Which is going to be either Grayson or Jasper. I don't know, whatever method you want to use to choose. Randomly, if you want to roll a 1d2. Or I can do it randomly.
We'll do that.
Okay, 1d2. Let's make 1 Jasper and 2 Grayson. As you are overcome with a odd, just stinging sensation ringing through your head and ears, and suddenly you see one of your friends looks like a horrible mutated creature that you must destroy.
That's not a nice way of describing a cat.
And I'm turned away from you because I'm facing south. So
All right, so my melee attack is a dagger.
Yeah.
And here we get
Oh no.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Anyone for James?
Oh, I gotta roll a 1.
Well done. Well done.
No!
I turn around like, hey.
Fireman can't even hit.
So- Dante doesn't like bugs, so he's all like,
Get it away. Clax.
I am focused on what's in front of me. I'm assuming it's enough that I've heard the commotion of what's going on behind me.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Okay. I would turn around and I guess try to, if I could see the one back here, which I've got line of sight,
Mhm.
I'd like to try to figure out if I know what it is or what it's capable of.
Okay. You can make a honestly, you could make a religion check or a nature check.
Go with nature. No, I saw it go to 11. It switches to the 4. Okay. At that point, I don't know what it is.
Some kind of bat, you're not sure.
Yeah. But I'll turn around and say, look out there. And maybe do the help action to whoever's next.
Looks like Dante.
Yeah.
All right, Dante, you have advantage, I think, right, on your next move against this pixie, or what you clearly maybe looks like it should be a pixie, but is not.
Does his confusion persist, or is it just the one time?
Just the one time, yeah. You guys seem to stave off the really nasty confusion effect, and this appeared to be just a temporary thing. And Dante, that feeling does go away after just a mere few seconds, and then you see just Grayson standing before you like normal.
Okay. I still hate bugs, though, so I'm going to try to kill number 2 with fire.
Kill it with fire.
Create bonfire. That's not the best where. I should probably click that.
Is this a spell?
Yes.
Ah. A creature in the bonfire space, when you cast a spell, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage.
What does it look like as you cast bonfire?
Yeah.
I'm still in full-on panic mode, like swatting away at like bugs, and I just like boom. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Throwing it down there.
Yeah.
All right. Dex save. Let's see how dexy we are. It's small and pretty flighty. But we all know how I roll. Yep, that's how I roll my saves right there. Abysmally. All right, give me some fire damage, please, Dante. 1d8.
6 damage.
Flames lick over its body, and it yelps. It says, "Ah!" And you're not sure, because, I mean, it looks... Part of it might look like it could be from the abyss, but other parts of it look like it could be from the forest, and it looks like it is also having a very... what you think a forest creature would do to fire. It seems to be fearful of fire.
Okay.
But still alive, just looks extremely damaged from the flames that have licked all over its body.
Well, let's see where I can flee to.
Run away. Let's see, that one's dead.
You know, I'm just gonna stay right here. End of my turn.
Alrighty. MiaLynn.
Okay. So I turn around and I see the one is down, and I see the forest now on fire.
Yeah, parts of it. That does. Assuming Dante is remaining concentrating on the fire, there is a bit of a... actually, a 5-foot cube is no joke of a fire, isn't it? It is the entire space below where this creature is like flying around at, trying to like avoid the flames licking up. But yeah, right in the middle. You almost see like the branches around this area kind of undulating angrily, Dante.
I'm going to run through everyone. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. And I'm going to come on this side over here. But as I pass Dante, I'm going to look at him and I'm going to say, "Put it out. This is the wrong kind of light. Please." And she's going to implore you to douse the flame. And then as she approaches, she's going to unsheath her longsword, rub her shamrock, and then take a swing at this oddity is best way she can describe it. So
17 does hit. Dante, do you follow her advice or do you leave the fire going?
I will stop concentrating on it.
Okay.
But it does ignite flammable objects.
Okay. You, like I said, the plants look like they were getting very close to reacting to this. You're not sure how it would react, but you think you even saw them almost moving instinctively kind of away from it, but also getting very angry about the situation. And as you drop the fire, the waves of tension seem to kind of relax a little bit from that area. MiaLynn, your sword absolutely just slices through this creature, and it smacks against the vine wall. And as it hits the wall, its body just gets perforated by thorns that you didn't even notice were necessarily in there. It's just like almost Iron Maiden that it gets splatted on there, and then just kind of the entire body just gets seeped into this vine wall, and you almost see like the vines coming out and just kind of grabbing at this body and thrusting it within itself. The creature is dead. That was the main takeaway.
I say we should not stay in the same place for too long.
But I was ready to play. I was going to play some bells for them. Does no one else want to come out and play? I will play a bell for you.
At that, you hear a voice ring out and say,
If you let me see you, I'll play a bell for you.
roll a... Well, you have to tell me, is it deception or is it persuasion?
I am honestly will play a bell for him.
All right. Give me...
I promise you, he will hear bells.
Is it dolorous? Is it so dolorous?
He will hear bells.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check. MiaLynn, were you done with your turn? Was there any? Okay. Let's see. You hear a creature say, finally someone will play. And
if you let me see you, I'll play a bell for you.
All right. But first, you will dance for me, yes? And it does, thanks to your persuasion, it does appear right next to you, Jasper, another one of these, which, by the way, is on the initiative. It just got bumped to the bottom because it was on the GM layer at 12. And will attempt to do the same thing that you've seen the others do, which is reach over and like kind of like with one index finger like tap you on the forehead, and I need a wisdom save. You will dance for me.
Oh.
Apparently I'm dancing.
You may well be, yeah. So same thing. You are going to whip around in a dance-like motion and make a melee attack against one of your allies within 5 feet, which is going to be either Dante or Grayson. So let's do a 1d2 with 1 being Dante and 2 being Grayson to see who you end up striking as you spin around, momentarily just caught in this music that nobody else hears.
Or just do Grayson.
I already owe him money. I don't want to hit him too.
That's not going to go over well.
No.
If you don't want to roll it, I can use the token mod.
Go ahead and use the token, please.
All right. Who is the recipient? Oh shoot, did I set that one up? I thought I did. Token, yeah, token. Oh, I just didn't put it in the bar. Token fate. Let's see if that works.
Is it plausible deniability this way?
Right, it is. Fate has chosen Dante.
Hellish
So-
rebuke.
You-
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did. Party just turns on each other at the very beginning.
Oh, geez.
Wow! Holy shit, dude!
That's not how you pet a cat.
Hold on.
That is not how you pet a cat.
Oh shit.
Hold on.
Whoa! That is. Damn, you were really lost in the music. Almost max damage on both dice.
Wait.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Now you don't have your reaction because you used it. The fairy made you use your reaction
You're right.
on the other one. That would have been a great move,
Exact-
though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is the DM's revenge right here. It was all a part of my grand plan.
Oh, wreck.
If you can't beat the party, have the party beat themselves.
Oh my goodness.
That'll leave a mark.
Yeah, that was your reaction, Jasper, and the creature is delighted. It says,
So do I get to ring a bell for him?
it does remain visible because of your coaxing to have it be visible, and it is right next to you, and it is your turn. So
Do I have to roll for?
Oh shit! Yeah, you do. That was a crit on you. Thank you.
Massive damage.
Massive damage.
Oh no.
He got his bell wrong before Jasper rings his bell. I need a con saving throw from you, Dante.
This is not going to be good.
Well, sorcerer's got to have some con, right?
I do have some. I rolled crazy for stats.
That's right, you did. This is what you get
But...
for rolling so good.
+5 con.
Did he roll? I'm not seeing it.
I just hit it. I think it takes a second.
Okay.
Got to make its way from Hawaii.
I have misgivings about using the Explorer mode because I always worry that's gonna lag things up too much, and this is a very big map.
I did have a section where it, out of memory, errored me.
Yeah, I may actually have to turn that down for this map because it's gonna be a big one to do that on.
I only got booted once. It's all right.
17 is success, though. Even though that was a mighty blow coming out of nowhere from your what you thought was your friend right there, is just dancing around and just managed to just whip you right across the chest with a sword strike. Did a number on you, but you steel yourself against any massive damage effects. Jasper, it is now your turn.
So
Guys,
told the dead.
Yeah, your sorcerer's not looking too good now.
So told the dead. Wisdom saving throw.
All right, wisdom.
DC 14.
Yeah.
Did Dante say we need to take a long rest?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh
Ooh.
man, not so wise. Not so wise. That's a super fail.
Okay.
Yeah, it was distracted by
And
striking your friend.
the command is what? R.
Yep.
/R and then 1d8.
It's
Slash R.
yeah, /R space 1d8 for damage.
I rang a bell for him.
It did a little ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Well, all right. You did 17 damage to me and 1 damage.
18 points of damage for a round. That's not bad.
That's good. That's some DPS right there. You got it. It's not all directed at the right spot, but yeah. All right. Assuming that's
Just
all.
got your back. Just got your back, Grayson. Want to make sure you're all right there.
Grayson.
All right. Can I do that player thing where I switch places with? Can I pull Jasper this way and jump into his spot?
You sure can, yeah.
All right. So I go ahead and do that. And then I attempt to hit this beast with a rapier. 24, 7.
Nice.
Yeah, you've been nailing. You killed the first one, and the second one, sure enough, pretty much the exact same situation. You just kind of track it.
You know, have two of them on a shish kebab.
Yeah.
The other one is still on my rapier.
Oh, nice.
Right through this one. But my reaction was watching first Dante try to hit me, and then watching him hit Dante. And I'm like, "What are we doing?" And I pull him back, and then just jam it into that fairy. Yeah.
All right, and that appears to be all the danger around you, and the glade is now quiet. Or glade, the maze.
Would like to cast Cure Wounds on and try to help out. Let's see. That's not what I want. How do I make the thing go? What's the magical click? Is it on the word itself?
I think so.
Click the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should kind of highlight when you click on the...
It's hot. It's
On your
highlighting.
character sheet in the middle, you might also have Cure Wounds as like a spell.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like a shortcut.
Oh, I do. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
He does, yeah. So you can click that, kind of like you would click a weapon attack.
It's asking what level. I think I only have level 1. Yeah, I'm a half caster. Just level 1.
This is Grayson casting Cure Wounds on me?
Yeah, I'm casting Cure Wounds on you, touching you, so I hope my hand doesn't burn. Not touching the hair. I've witnessed this. You know.
Thank you.
That's a good Cure Wounds right there.
Dante, sorry about that.
Nice shot, man. Nice shot.
You should have seen the other guy. Oh, wait.
Well, if you are done attacking each other, I recommend we proceed.
That guy's all business. All right, let's go.
You weren't back here getting mind jacked, man.
MiaLynn will just make sure that everything, all of the
All the
flames
fires are out.
completely out.
Just constantly walking behind Dante, putting his foot.
Yeah.
I think she will walk behind him just to watch a little bit. She's a little trepidatious about things catching on fire around him. So
I will cast Produce Flame because it has a 10-minute duration. I'm just going to hold it.
Okay.
Give me a reason.
how tall are you?
6'8", about a foot shorter than you.
Okay.
This conversation is up so high, Jasper hears none of it. It's just up there.
Yeah, you, MiaLynn, you're probably almost brushing the top of the canopy here. You probably feel... I don't know if your character is at all claustrophobic, but that might have some effect. Nope. Although it is all plant life, so...
Yeah, I will be Dante's shadow.
Okay.
Now.
You all continue to see more paths stretch out in front of you. It looks like Clax is currently leading the path and just...
He knows where he's going.
Yeah, stepping through.
We were told to stay left. I'm staying left.
As you all reach about where you are, give me 1 second to pull this up.
Stan, if you can't see us, we're up here.
I'm just trying to stay behind MiaLynn.
Yeah.
Also,
You two in the back, you actually hear a crash, and MiaLynn, it's very awkward for you because you're so tall. but you all see a large log just come hurtling down at MiaLynn and Jasper in the back, and I need both of you to give me dexterity saving throws. You try
lengthwise or like
like just filling the path basically. So it's
like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, you both successfully dodge out of the way, and this log just comes crashing to the ground all of a sudden. And you're not sure, you don't hear any like cackles or anything. You're not sure if that was just random stance or if somebody out there is out to get you.
Just my one ear turns in that direction and comes back.
Everyone's okay back here. I think MiaLynn bumped into a limb or something. She knocked something out.
Sorry, I'm tall. I can't help it.
There is clearing up ahead.
Yeah, Clax. The maze opens up into a wide area with the center of this clearing contains a huge sickly tree, and a humanoid figure is slumped against the base of the tree, surrounded by blackened leaves.
I will approach and look over the human to see if still breathing.
Without even needing a medicine check, yes, you can tell that they are alive but unconscious.
I think human is sleeping, but I cannot tell. Maybe someone else with more experience can look over them.
On the way up to check the body, the breathing body, I'm going to do Vigilant Blessing again on Grayson just to refresh that because it only lasts once per encounter.
Thank you.
And I will stand guard.
You want a medicine check?
Yes, please, if you're inspecting the body.
Also going to keep an eye out.
Okay. Jasper, it looks like it's a male that has both human and elf features.
Hey, like me.
Exactly. Dressed in leather gear, still has a sword and bow nearby. And when you check specifically for medicines, you're checking like for wounds and damage. It looks like he is alive, but has been rendered unconscious, currently stable. And when you try to look over and see, it looks like he's got some strangulation. Like there's red marks all over his neck and has some lacerations on his body.
Does it look like he's been moved?
No.
Is
Hey,
the
Grayson?
tree he's next to, does it have vines?
The tree, everything is pretty much permanently covered in vines, honestly. The notable thing is this tree looks like it's dying. It looks like it might be diseased or something. It clearly looks like there's something wrong with it.
Hey guys, it looks like he's been strangled and it doesn't look like he's been moved. So you might want to look to the sky or see if we can find a source of some sort of rope or
Probably from tree. Perhaps too close. Maybe move further into grassy area.
I'm going to move toward the tree with my flame in hand.
I'm going to step further away.
Approach it with the flame.
I'm going to attempt to pull our new object at least 5 feet away from said tree.
Okay, yeah, you can pull the body a little bit back. Dante, you approach the tree with the flame, and it doesn't seem to have any kind of reaction.
Does MiaLynn have any sort of reaction? That's what we're all
She
concerned
does
about.
not look pleased.
I will step into the space vacated by our fallen friend here, and I will, with one eye on Dante, just kind of look at the tree and say, Did you do this? Could you? And I'll just kind of, as I'm looking at the tree, I would like to really look deeper in without touching it to see if it looks like there's something in the tree that could have caused this.
Give me a nature check, please.
While she's distracted.
Burn this mother down.
I was just going to check the guy's pockets for ID. But...
Loot the body.
MiaLynn, it looks like this tree is dead, and it looks like it has been rotting or rotted from the inside out.
I will turn and convey that to the group. There's no life here.
He's alive.
Give it the cleansing light.
What
Yeah,
kind of
Jasper,
bow
you
did
do know that body is still alive.
He's
It's
still
just
alive.
unconscious.
There's
Yes.
life here. He's alive, just to be clear. What kind of bow was he carrying?
You really want that longbow?
Well, I have one.
What kind of bow was he carrying? I'm gonna loot this. I'll tell you in a second. He does have a longbow. It's a longbow and a short sword.
I just look at Grayson and sigh.
You could have just waited a minute this far and got yourself a longbow.
I could have waited a week.
Mm-hmm.
Just a
Yeah.
week.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
I want to cast Cure Wounds on this fallen person.
Okay, as you move up to administer some aid, Grayson, you feel the ground beneath you start to undulate and move. And this whole area has been covered in grass, and you just see a mound of grass kind of come up, and the ground itself seems to have razor sharp teeth as this bit of very strong grass reaches out and attempts to whip you.
Excellent.
Does a 13 hit you?
It's a miss.
Okay. And then another one does the same thing to Jasper with an 18.
That hits exactly armor class.
Okay, Jasper, you are knocked down as this large animated grass seems to just knock you on your feet. And then the creature at the same action bites you with these razor sharp teeth. Advantage because you are prone. As a 20 hits you.
I deserve that.
And it deals 8 piercing damage. As I'm going to need some initiative as these creatures underneath you have appeared. Let's see if our
Okay,
initiative works better this time.
Yep, I'm gonna click on my token.
It might have if I start mine first, maybe that'll help.
No, I'm not showing up in the tracker.
That is bizarre. I don't know what's doing that.
I'm clicking on the word initiative on the character sheet, right?
How's everybody else doing? Are they doing the same thing?
It worked for me this time. I clicked on the token and it actually
You have
worked.
your token that you move around selected, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Not like
Let's try this. Click on your token in the upper left corner. Do you see a button that says Group Initiative?
Nope.
Well, let me make it showable to players, and then maybe you can see it. Okay. So now if you select your token, can you see a button called Group Initiative?
I can.
I cannot. Let me refresh Roll20 and see if that's the problem.
Interesting.
I had to click off and then click back onto my token. I can see it.
Okay, let me try
Oh, it
that.
needs a light refresh.
Yeah. I don't know how to get the point, whatever.
Oh, I should have turned that on for you guys. It's a setting in your character sheet to use dexterity as a tiebreaker. It's a checkbox. I think that worked.
I think that one did, yep. Now,
Okay.
do I always get that extra D8 for initiative?
You're muted, Stan.
To
For
give
8
me
hours.
equity? Okay,
For 8
so
hours, yep.
Okay.
perfect. Whoa.
Boy, we have some really high and really low initiatives. Good lord.
I told you I've got the back of the order. I'm doing
Yeah.
my job.
Okay. Does anybody need any initiative, or do we have everybody in here? Okay.
We are good.
It looks like we're gonna start with MiaLynn. Is it MiaLynn or MiaLynn? I think we use
MiaLynn.
both. MiaLynn. Okay.
Maya. Yep.
MiaLynn. Okay. So this was before anybody was able to heal the downed figure. These just the ground itself seemed to animate, emerge, and become monstrous creatures with toothy maws, and have attacked. Jasper is currently prone, has been knocked down, and has been gnawed on by one of them, and the other one is just looking very vicious.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's... I can't even find the beauty in that.
This is not what you signed up for when you thought nature and
Absolutely.
plants and things. Yeah, this is not normally occurring.
Okay, I'm going to move myself here in a position to render aid if I need to the downed human, but use my longsword to attack number 1. And before I do, you always see I reach up and I rub my little shamrock there in my ear.
Uh, 18 does hit a mound of grass for 11 slashing damage. Wowzers.
11.
All right, you take a mighty, and it seems to stagger. And you notice it's got like these trunky, like kind of lizard like feet on the ground, so it is capable of moving, and it kind of rocks back when you slice it. It just makes a very odd, strange sound. All right, Mr. Wildfire.
All right. Move here to I die.
Don't you do it.
Jasper's on the ground going, light it up! Light it up!
It's gonna happen.
I believe in you, Dante. Light it up.
Right. I am going to cast Scorching Ray.
Big guns are coming out.
Clax
Sorry.
ducks.
3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. That was a weird way of phrasing that. Do you really hurl a ray? I thought you casted them. It's your rays.
way
You
I
can,
do it.
yeah.
I summon 3 balls of fire, and I kind of juggle them, And then I just chuck them like one at a time.
Nice. I like it.
Are you smiling like a little child having fun while you're doing this?
Absolutely.
Cool.
He's living his best life.
Yeah.
All right, so you can target whichever combination of foes with each one.
Yeah. So the first one's going at number 1. That's the one that hit, right?
Yeah.
Bam!
My gosh. That is a crit, so I think you get to roll
4d6.
4d6 fire damage, and that's going to trigger massive damage. Oh my goodness.
I think we could hit our own crit roll thing tonight.
I know.
It's been pretty crazy.
This should count for the crit.
18 fire from 1 Scorching Ray, which is 1/3 of the spell, does 18 fire damage, and that's some massive damage. Which it rolled a 2 on. Sorry, I had the advantage still clicked. So it fails, which means I think you guys see. Do you see the massive damage button? It might be in the lower left corner of roll 20. If I set
I
it
do
up.
not.
Okay.
Now we have short rest and long rest.
Do you not see massive?
I think you have to click on another tab to get rollable tables. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
So I
okay.
can't see it under macros, but I don't see it as a player.
That's weird. I've got it showed up to show everybody, but maybe that's something else I have that gives me that bar.
if you put it in bar and then say show macro quick bar, you'll see it down the
Okay.
bottom.
Well, that fire mote that you juggled and struck with it hit that. I'm just gonna say the name of this creature because it's amazing. Carnivorous sod, so deeply that it is temporarily frightened of you, Dante.
Right. It's still up.
It is. It's still up. It's still up. Yeah. It took a
Alright.
mighty blow though. Like parts of it like singed off. Like almost all the grass. It's just it gives that horrible hissing sound. It's still up, but it looks extremely damaged from that attack.
I'm gonna throw in at number 2.
The first attack was against 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one's frightened. 17 does hit.
7 fire damage.
Okay.
Throw another one at number 2.
Wow.
Yeah, all these are hitting.
Nice.
17.
Light them up.
Yeah. My God, that was a lot of damage.
I mean, that's basically 3 great sword attacks.
yeah. That's pretty mighty. Yeah, good. Just good damage, good attack rolls all the way through. Number 2 also just boom, boom, and just, screeching, but they are both still up, but certainly singed.
With
And-
one spell, you doubled the amount of damage I did to you.
I'm like going like this, and I'm gonna quicken spell
Oh,
and
shit.
throw a firebolt at number 1.
Man, he's under the fire zone now. $20 hits
Nice.
for 6 damage.
Yep.
Ah, you efficient bastard. That's 6 damage. Annihilate with that last little just annihilate. And just suddenly it just curls up almost like a spider and just kind of flops down.
Clax stops ducking and just turns around and looks at Dante.
All right. Grayson.
I see the this. I'll say that's the angriest piece of grass I've ever seen. But I watched that happen. And I look over and I see the other one take damage as well. So I lean down and I now cast Cure Wounds on the down gentleman.
Oh, okay. Sticking to your guns. I like it.
One of my things is protective. So, I think I see there's two other of my mates around the other pile of green angry grass. So, yeah, 5.
Okay.
Hit points.
The Cure Wounds spell seems to mend a little bit of his injuries to where his eyes flutter open. He kind of looks around, concerned, and still kind of collecting himself because we're in the middle of combat. But that looks like that has brought him to consciousness. Now I'll give you a point of inspiration for actually healing an NPC on your turn in combat.
We'll see how it turns out.
That's right. Let's see. That one's unfortunately the one that got exploded. So we go to Clax.
Yeah. So Clax will take his glaive and just kind of jump in the air and stab straight down on the sod.
On the sod. As you do. 20 does hit, the dirty 20.
Oh no.
Oh, such a
I have great
too.
weapon master. I rolled 2
and
ones.
2 ones. Man.
All right. I did 4 slashing damage.
Yeah.
As part of Polar Master, I believe I can use the other side of my weapon.
Yep.
And I do a D4 if I hit.
I think that
So
is
I'm going to
correct.
use the shaft.
Once upon a time, I played a character that was all about this combo.
So I slide down. I tried to come back on the backside, then just too much rotation. And I missed.
Yeah, gets spun around a little bit. The sod is a little shorter than you were expecting.
I shake head in shame and actually back up still. If it takes attack of opportunity, that's okay.
Not so good for gardening.
It will attempt to bite you as you flee from its zone of influence.
That will hit.
Ooh. For a nasty 8 piercing damage.
It gets my tail. Ow!
Yep. Indeed. Jasper, you are
Dante, save me!
Jasper, you're currently prone, having been knocked down, and you like turn and have seen this creature emerge and just its mouth was currently poised menacingly over you, giving that horrible. Hello everyone, future Eric here. Unfortunately, to butt in and explain that my recording software crashed at this moment towards the end of this combat encounter, and I had tried running the Explorer mode, which saves the kind of fog of war, but this was a giant map, and I think it was just too much for my PC to handle. So it had popped up with a message that said it was still recording in the background, so I let combat finish out, and then we went on break, and I restarted my recording software. And unfortunately, it turns out my instincts were correct, and it did not actually continue recording. So we lost about 5 minutes of material towards the end of that combat encounter. So I wanted to pop in and just kind of explain what had happened. I believe Stan's character Jasper's was coming up next, and he actually stabbed at the carnivorous sod and rolled a double advantage, like 2 crits in a row, did a ton of damage to the creature, did not destroy it, however, and on the creature's turn, it used its grass vine whip ability to trip him again, knock him prone, but even with advantage, it was not able to hit him with a bite attack. And then on MiaLynn's turn, she was able to do the killing blow on the carnivorous sod. And then that was the end of combat, and we were, Grayson still healed, or I guess he healed it during the combat encounter. But before we went any further for the scout coming to or anything, we went on break, and then we came back from about a 5-minute break, and then resumed the adventure, resumed the recording software. I turned off the advanced Explorer mode for the Fog of War, and then we will jump right back into that. All right. I'll start the recording back up. All right, we are officially back after the my recording software briefly crashed, but we have resumed. Combat has ended. You all have defeated the carnivorous sod beneath your feet, and you have healed this what looks like a half elf who was beneath a tree and had strangulations all over him, and he looks up and says, "Hey, well, I guess I owe you folks my thanks."
What is your name?
Name's Malithal.
Mouthful?
Malithal.
Oh, mouthful.
Sorry,
What happened to you?
my throat still hurts pretty bad. I was.
I'll reach into my pack and pull out my goblet and say Finch and hand him part of hand him a drink out of my silver goblet.
Ah, thank you. Parched. That's mighty fine cup you got there.
Yeah, that's going to be a little strong. It might burn on the way down, but it tastes really good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
You're not used to drinking fine elven wine or fey wine, are you?
Oh, not used to waking up to it after nearly dying, I'll tell you that.
Okay. I want my cup back.
What brought you here? How did you get to this place?
I was sent here by the druids. Me and patriots are sent in to investigate a disturbance. I don't know. You know, druids are always concerned if a leaf's out of place or something. We weren't sure what we were investigating exactly.
How many of you were there?
Just three of us. Me and Thalia and Shiran. We made it. Hell, I don't know. We get a little turned around in here. Phase. My tracking skills got a little confusing, but the damn place just seemed to come alive and try to kill us and eat us. Branches and hell, even the ground beneath our feet. One of them snagged Vela and it told us to run. Branch fell from the top and got separated. I stumbled into this clearing near the tree, and he kind of thinks for a moment. And then the tree, and he rubs his throat. Last thing I remember, the vines shot out and started strangling the life out of me. Then I remember it was a woman. It was I think it was a woman just covered in vines, and she was standing over me. But she looked scared. Afraid. I was the one dying, and she's afraid. And that's the last thing I remember.
Could this have been a dryad's tree?
He looks.
Something I could look. Yeah, asking to the general group.
Yeah.
Could this have been a dryad's tree?
You can roll a nature check or a history check to specifically try to analyze this tree and maybe see how old it is, or.
I'd love to give him some help on that if he needs it.
All right, not with a 20. My goodness, Jasper is looking all over for this tree. You study this tree, look all around it, and it's we already determined it looks like it's just a dead tree. It's hard to tell because this area is so full of life, and you're not sure what kind of magics would have enhanced it. But you don't know if this is. You're not 100% sure that this could be a dryad's tree, but you are 100% sure that a dryad could certainly use this tree.
Okay.
It's large enough. It's grand enough, or at least it looks like it once was, that it would certainly be able to house one. But they wouldn't be able to a way to tell if this was like a tree bonded with a dryad necessarily, especially in its current state. It looks like it is just dead.
Okay. I think we should get out of here as soon as we can. And it looks like we have a potential dead end ahead.
What?
If we go straight, it's a dead end. We'll have to make a turn, it looks like.
Like a U-turn?
No, I think we just have to go to the right because we've been trying to go left all this time. But I'll leave that to...
Yeah, Jasper, with your superior vision now set up, you can see like all the way down to what looks like a dead end in the glade, but you do notice it forks to the right at some point.
Yeah.
The figure on the ground picks himself up and says, well, if I'm not feeling 100%, but I would like to complete my mission, I guess.
Well, you do have a nice bow there, so I think we could. I think you could join us.
Were you folks sent here by the druids as well? He checks his pockets absentmindedly to see.
Well, I was just wondering if any of his stuff, what he was saying, sounded fishy.
You can roll an insight check for sure.
A soft skin named Thalia told us to come. Is she with you?
Yeah, the name sounds familiar. Kind of young, flowers in her hair. Yeah, nice, but a little naive, maybe. Maybe undersold how dangerous this place was. For the first time, he looks over and sees the bodies of these, and he kind of scoots back and says, "Oh, shit." So
No, sod.
Folks ran into some trouble too.
As we start to move forward out of this area, I would like to cast Divine Sense.
And I'll reapply Vigilant Blessing to Grayson again.
Excellent.
Sure.
I will gently cast Bonfire.
I will gently cast Bonfire.
As soon as Mia gets out of my field,
It unfolds like a flower.
I would move up here as we start to move out of this area because it covers 60 feet.
All right, boom, started.
I can smell the fire. Dante.
She just walks away.
I know what you did.
The smell of earth burning.
Oh, damn, you folks brought a fire wizard in here?
Are you complaining?
Hell no.
There we go.
There is much twisting.
Yeah, it is much twisting. Dante, as you look back, you're probably like one of the last people to leave, you and Jasper. You look back and see that. So you're casting it on the tree, specifically to try to burn the tree up, or just the whole. Yeah. The tree starts. Yeah. The leaves and everything is dry and dead, and it looks like it starts like smoke starts rising and catching, and then as you glance back, you see like two more of these piles like just animate and rush over, and with their own bodies just smother onto, even scorching themselves, but they just like smother the fire, but they don't come after you or anything. They just do that and then just kind of meld back.
Does it smell like normal tree burning? Or is it like weird?
It's weird. It's all pretty weird in here, but it does smell like a normal tree burning smell.
All right, they put it out. I'll let it go.
Okay.
Smells like fresh potpourri.
That's right.
Maya's just shaking her head.
I maintain concentration on it.
Gonna keep spawning carnivorous sods that way.
While I continue, may I pull healing potion out of pack and sip?
Absolutely, yeah. And I'll remind everybody in our house rules, I actually let everybody drink one potion just as a free action during combat. If you ever wanted to use more than that, then that would start costing actual actions.
It's 2d4 plus 2, right?
Yeah. And if you're wondering where he got the potion, I'm not going to go over everything, but I did allow everybody to start with a certain amount of gear because we start at level 3. So presumably you guys have gotten some good stuff.
Oh, this looks like more danger. I am excited.
This
Check
opens
the
up
ground.
this area. It just starts stabbing the ground. Everybody about shovels. This large, very large clearing is filled with several clay huts arranged in a circle around a large obelisk. Huts look to be in various states of disrepair, and most are overgrown with flowering vines and other creeping vegetation.
Hey, buddy, keep moving.
I'm still a little. That looks like that obelisk. Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Does it look like it's possible to walk through the vines, or?
I mean, anything's possible, but it looks very much overgrown with vegetation. So yeah, you'd be able to walk through it. It would probably be, let's say, difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta reopen my stuff because I restarted Roll20.
Do we see anything moving?
You could give me a perception check for that.
Writhing?
Writhing is a good word.
I'm just going to start walking toward an obelisk.
Like a moth to the flame. You're
I'm
doing
not going
what
to worry
now?
about perception check.
No, he's walking to the obelisk, not Dante.
This is my perception check. Walking forward towards thing. Grayson, you see. I love the timing of this. You're pretty sure you spot bones. You would have to get closer to identify the kind of bones, but you see bones interspersed throughout this vegetation.
Kind of where Clax is.
Yeah, and Clax, as you start walking forward, you think you might hear, like, the occasional crunch that seems a little crunchier than what vegetation would sound like.
This is very dry in area.
It's very dry.
Are we playing first one to touch it wins?
He's gonna win that game. There's
Clax starts investigating obelisk by touching it.
Go ahead. You can give me a Arcana or Nature check. A massive rounded stone obelisk sits on a grassy patch of ground. Weathered druidic runes over the obelisk's smooth gray surface. A strange pressure radiates from the obelisk, and the air around it shimmers with sparkling dots of light.
Hey guys, there's another dead tree on the other side of the clearing that may need investigated too.
And then a saving throw.
Clax, as you are touching this obelisk and investigating, you feel like It is you feel a magical energy coming from it, but you don't know how to manipulate magic. You're not well versed in magic, but you know of it. You've been around magic to know what that feels like. But you feel like, and if you wanted to tell your compatriots this, maybe somebody who has that some kind of magic connection could manipulate the obelisk. But with that check, you know that, and from what the druid tells you, the obelisk is designed to kind of do what it's doing, which is just an overgrowth of plant life, and just it's all like super druid magic and just fusing everything here. But you also detect something wrong under the surface of it. You detect that it's also pulling another kind of energy from somewhere else, almost like it's a sprinkler system and it's just feeding its usual thing, but then like there is one hose going to it that's a bad thing, and that seems to be infusing the area with bad things. And as you realize this, one of the flowering plants kind of looks what you think looks at you. It's a giant purple flower, just unfurls, very, very large for a flower, like person-sized, and reaches out a snaky tendril at you, Clax.
Feed me, Seymour.
15 does not hit.
15 does not hit. Okay. At the same time, we have one that tries to do it to MiaLynn from up on the... That one does not hit. And that is the only two right now. Okay, so we are going to be entering initiative again. Let me get these guys on the board. Go. Come on there.
What the? I didn't know I could roll initiative that high.
The weave is strong here.
Everybody's showing off initiative roll.
Wow. I've been rolling like fire.
Yeah. Oh, and then our little scout friend. Does anybody want to control Malifaux? I'm probably not pronouncing his own name right. Or do you just want to control him for now? He's got his bow.
Either way is fine.
Yeah.
Did my divine sense pick up anything when I threw that out?
Describe your divine sense to me again.
Let's see. Open your awareness to detect such forces of evil. Until the end of your turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you.
Okay. You have 60 feet, you say.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you these plants aren't any of those things. Celestial, fiend, or undead. Okay. No, your divine sense is not currently pinging any of those things.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me. Okay, that was their surprise round, so now you're aware of these very large purple flowers apparently trying to grab you. And we're going to start with Grayson.
I'm going to take the shield that I have and flip it over to my back and pull out my longbow, and then target the one that I can see in range. This one right here, too.
Okay.
So let me flip shield off, la 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 la, and longbow. For a 22?
Definitely hits, yeah.
for 5 piercing. And I can I have the piece or feat, so I can re-roll that that D8.
Okay.
So that would be 1d8. Re-rolls it till you get another 1. So it'd be 5 piercing.
5 it is.
5 it is.
When you shoot, this plant with the arrow, it kind of rocks back, and you note that it kind of shakes, in response, and you see a green liquid shake off of it and kind of spray all around it, but nobody's near it. So,
Ooh.
keep that in mind.
File that away. All
That is
right.
my turn.
All right. Jasper. Cleric is number 2 on the initiative.
I know it's shocking. I didn't know I could roll that high on initiative. I'm gonna see if we can bring some more bells. Same one that Grayson was targeting.
How wise would you say this plant is? Let's find out.
Pretty wise.
It's seen some shit. It's it's heard the bells.
Okay, and I'm going to start moving. Over to here.
All right. Dante.
Can I see this one, or is he covered?
You can see it, but it looks like it does have some cover because it is elevated up on this hut, but it's large enough where you could target it.
Okay.
Pull up the cover rules to remind myself because I never remember.
Like +2 or +5 AC.
Yeah. We'll say it has half cover, so we'll give it +2 to its AC. Dex saving throws.
I'm just gonna try to firebolt number 2.
Yep.
Hey, actually, yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
I love when the players say that, though.
Oh, sorry.
Fireball. Yeah, like Brandon was saying earlier, you can click it. Your character sheet should have it like kind of as a weapon attack that you might be able to click. That would be, especially for cantrips, since we don't really need the description. A lot of these, it's
just under initiative.
Mm-hmm.
You should
You
have
know
a
what?
section that says
Yeah.
Firebolt.
I sure do.
Yeah, that's usually there. You go.
And so then, now that it's there, you can click on Firebolt, the word in the chat box.
But I probably missed.
That is
true.
correct. Yeah, the firebolt goes sailing over the plant.
All right, that's it.
All right. The one on the hut will still try and connect with MiaLynn with a tendril. Reach out. That's and you obviously determine it's got a 10-foot reach with this tendril as it tries to snake out and grab you. It has a 17 hit.
It does not. I put my shield up and I say, "But you're so beautiful. Why?" And just kind of knock it away.
Yeah. All right, and it is your turn in response. Maybe it thinks you're beautiful and is trying to grab you. Bad touch.
MiaLynn looks very visibly torn right now because she's attacking these beautiful things. So she is going to step forward. Do I have the ability to hit it if I'm here?
I would say yes, just because you're that damn tall.
8 feet tall.
Yeah. Like the others, I would probably impose some kind of a disadvantage to, but honestly, as tall as your character is, I think you could hit it just with a normal melee attack from there, yeah.
Okay. She's going to, as she swings, she's going to say, we need to eliminate your darkness and bring forth your light, and hit it with the longsword.
That does connect, and you eliminate some darkness with that attack. 10 points worth of darkness. You slash it, and as you slash across its vines and roots and stem and everything, it doesn't make a sound, but it rustles and splashes out. And I need a dexterity save to avoid what looks like acid coming off of the plant. You take a full 4 acid damage as whatever this plant is, either from its nectar or from within its stem itself, splashes and sizzles and burns.
All right, that will be the end of my turn.
Clax.
There is much corruption coming from Obelisk. I do not understand it, but I do understand how to attack. As I shove my glaive, hopefully. No! I don't.
No, you don't.
That's the downside to a fighter, right? I think I get second wind back on a short rest.
Yeah.
And so we haven't rested, so I would like to use second wind.
Okay. You mean
no, not second
action
wind, sorry.
surge, right? Yeah.
Action surge is what I'm thinking of, and I'm
yeah.
not sure.
Just lets you take another action.
I also get that back. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah.
So I would like to try again. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, this is disappointing.
Wow, another.
And then
even with great weapon mastery,
Yep.
like dang.
Yep. And then
First time wielding the glaive, huh? The nice thing is, once again you poke the, you slash at the plant, and it does that shake off thing. But because of the reach you have with your glaive, you are out of range of that bit of acid splash that happens around.
and because the bonus action to action surge, I cannot use the back end of my thing. So that is my turn.
Okay.
I don't think is it a bonus action?
Oh, it doesn't say.
I don't think it is.
I think second wind is a bonus action, but I don't think action surge is. I think Genocider is right on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like a
this
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna swing my glaive around and try to hit again
Shaft.
for 6.
Yeah. All right, that helps the dips a little bit.
Is this area difficult terrain?
Yes. Yeah, it is just extremely around this obelisk. You can tell it's just like ground central for all this wild overgrowth.
I'm going to try to move here and then here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a. Well, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah. Yes, I'm not worried.
No, it's not gonna matter because this thing's going next. When you move up there,
Oh no!
you see another flower.
more!
I was gonna have you roll perception after you got there to notice it, but
Yeah,
literally its
no,
turn was
it's
next. So
Yeah,
it was, and obviously, I don't know. In the weeds, I want to get all these different creatures have the indistinguishable blah blah blah.
Yep.
If they remain motionless, and they are so motionless until somebody gets within striking distance. All right, Clax. So you wander up and notice one of these other plants unfurls itself into this large purple flower dripping with green goo, and attempts to tenderize you with a tendril. Someday I'm gonna hit with that attack.
We need somebody to just run through the whole thing, pop them all out.
Our ranger friend will turn around and shoot you all. It's betrayal. No. He will. He's got a longbow. I've decided to join the plans and give me free health care. Let's see. Are you set up to? Nope. Advantage toggle.
Oh, is that part of your benefit plan?
It's great. Get all the sunlight and water. good soil. All right. He will shoot at number 2, since that's also kind of the easiest one to shoot at with the longbow. Which is going to be a hit for 5, and he can fire again. Boy, his actual machine. Yeah, laying down 13 damage. Not dead yet. Thanks to you folks.
He did more damage than you, Clax.
Clax may just be the tank here, because I'm going to try to attack him again.
Oh, no.
We'll see how many... Come on, man! Oh, what is that? A 3?
I have a maneuver called Riposte.
Of course you do.
That I can use my reaction when it misses.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I'd like to make a melee weapon attack.
Spend a die to make... Yeah.
No! Okay.
Wow, it's a whole lot of just... It's really embarrassing in this corner of the combat arena. Just don't look over here. Yeah. There's some kind of weird ritual dance going on between the flowers and the lizards.
This is the leftover pixie dance, is what it is.
Yeah. It looks...
It's a delayed effect.
It's very unsettling. You're not quite sure what's going on over there.
Good use of a superiority die.
Yep.
Someone cast darkness over there so we can't see it.
Yeah, that would probably be best.
Yes.
Grayson.
I look over there and
What's
squint.
scary
I've
is
never
you ran over there all by yourself.
Yep.
And like, ugh.
I look out. I look over at the scene. I'm like, I've never wanted Fog of War. I mean, Fog Cloud more.
Yep.
But then I go ahead and attempt to longbow number 2. 14
That does hit. For
6 piercing, and I'm gonna try to re-roll that too.
Yep. Also, as per our house rules, everybody got to start with a free feat.
Yep, I picked Piercer.
Yep.
I watched Reese use it so efficiently.
Yeah.
So that will be a 7
Okay.
piercing.
All right. Well, that flower's looking real bad. It's just very droopy. Petals are wilting off. It is weeping this green goo everywhere, but thankfully nobody is near it to receive those effects.
Yep, that was my turn.
Right. Jasper.
MiaLynn, you said you wanted it to bring light, right? Well, I'll help with that.
Let that be light.
On number 2.
A moonbeam.
Yep.
Okay, so
5-foot radius, so anything in its within 5 feet of it is now covered in a shaft of awesome, like purple silver tinged light coming down.
orbital strike.
Yep. And it just stays there. I get to keep it around for a while.
All right, but this does go off when you first cast it, correct? Where it has to make the save.
Yeah.
Creature enters the spell's area the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there. Maybe not.
Well, it enters the
spell's area for the first time. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. All right. Con save with a DC of 14.
So let's give him some light.
Yeah.
Nope,
it did roll the damage up there when you cast it.
Oh, okay.
A 1 and a 9, which is probably average. And 10 damage is enough to obliterate this heavily damaged flower. This just oppresses on and just kind of just wilts under it, and all the petals fall and it falls down. But still active, I think, because it's concentration, and you can move it later. All right, there you go. That's huge. Is that, my goodness.
5-foot radius.
5-foot radius. Yeah, you're right.
So
40-foot high cylinder. That is intimidating to see, too. Holy crap.
Yep.
Dante.
I will produce a bonfire on number 1 over here.
Okay. Create that bonfire. Which is a dex save, I think.
DC 14 dex save.
Okay. So interestingly enough, it would have +2 to its dex due to cover, but because of the nature of the spell, you're not shooting anything at it. You're actually just producing it underneath it, so I'm not going to give it that bonus.
Whoa.
Shockingly, it's a fairly dexterous plant. You look for the first time and see that it might be ambulatory. This plant could actually move around if it so chose to do so. And it is currently moving, in essence, around your bonfire, even though your bonfire takes up like a 5-foot cube, I think. So, does it do half damage or no damage on a save?
It's a cantrip, so I'm sure.
So it's no damage. Okay.
Dante, you're making me miss Uncle Torment.
All right. So now I'm pissed. I'm gonna quicken spell and throw a chaos bolt at it.
Oh boy, that escalated.
Yeah. Let me see.
All right, even with its cover, that is certainly going to hit. 24, my goodness. Chaos. Okay, I've not seen this spell in a while. Make a ranged spell attack.
Acid damage.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, really?
Spits acid.
You got some bad news for me?
Oh, really? You draw energy from the chaos realm and blast this flower, but the beam or massive chaotic energy comes out to an acid effect, so it's drizzled with green goo, and as you look, it just has zero effect on this flower whatsoever. It doesn't like heal or anything, but it absolutely, I mean, it's already got like all of that goo is already like rolling around it, and you just see it's just like the same thing. Well done.
Well, he gets to roll 2d8s and pick which one he wants. Damage type.
Oh, we need to finish reading the spell.
Oh.
Make a ranged spell attack
that was
against the
right.
target.
That was the first game, my
Pulling a
friend.
Chris. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 plus 1d6 damage. Choose one of the d8s.
I think I'll choose lightning.
Oh, really? It's also made of lightning. Yeah, lightning will work. Oh, man.
So it's a total of 9 damage.
Okay. I'm trying to read the rest of the spell too. So actually, if you roll doubles, it gets to leap, which is also pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Actually, you know what?
6, 8, 9. Yeah. Got more tricks up his sleeve.
I'm going to use Empowered Spell to re-roll first damage dice.
Okay. How you doing on sorcery points, boss?
Let me see here. That is... I am out now.
Okay.
My last 2. Yeah.
All right. So what does the empowered spell do? That replaces or adds?
Replaces. So 5, 3, 4.
Okay. So 12 damage.
12 damage. Yeah.
12 lightning damage. All right, goes arcing out and zaps this flower to retcon what I
Actually-
said earlier.
Yeah, you're right.
Good. All right, 12 lightning damage. Zaps it, and it gives off a nice smoky aroma. That one probably smells very perfumey.
Does it send out its spores too?
It does not. When it does that, it received a electrical shock, and that seemed to actually like kind of briefly stun it, and it's not able to shake off its acid. All right. However, it is pretty pissed at you, Dante, and it will, if you want to, MiaLynn, it will accept an attack of opportunity as you see it pull up roots, and very strange to see a plant just crawl along its own vine system, basically trying to move closer to Dante.
Can't possibly far.
I will swing at it.
Okay.
Oh,
9 is a
forgot to
miss.
rub my lucky shim.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
my job.
Yeah. And it will actually climb its way down the vine. And no, it can't move far, but it doesn't have to move that far.
Well,
To
shit.
here. Yeah, it can move far enough. And obviously has a climb speed. Can the DM hit with this goddamn tendril?
Survey says.
Telling these things are so scary. Not really. That's all it does. It angrily whips this tendril out, and it crashes into the hut behind you. It's all very scary.
You were close.
Yeah.
You were close.
Wonderful.
You didn't need much, but
I'm glad to hear it.
yeah.
That is all it does.
Okay. I will see that it's going to attack Dante
Mm-hmm.
and chase after it.
Yeah,
To-
my-
Try to stop it. Oh. So I hit this time.
It's looking pretty injured from that lightning blast. Oh my dear God! I'm gonna take y'all's dice, please. Just give me the DM needs a taste of that. Just give me a taste of it. All right, a crit with max damage on the first dice too. 14.
You had a
is
taste when you were doing the NPC.
18. Oh my God! Right? I rolled dynamite. 18 full damage. It's still, oddly enough, all these crits leave the creature still alive, but it does need to make a con save. Although this is not a reaction, so you still have to do the acid sac part, so I need a dex save from you. As I rolled a con save, which it misses. So
How do I do that in one turn? A nat 20
that's
and a nat 1.
the giveth and taketh away. So you take 3 acid damage. At the same time, you get to roll massive damage for the bulbous violet.
I think that was the regret of attacking a plant.
On its spell, and it is frightened of you and cannot take reactions till the end of its next turn.
Okay. And I think I will. I'm actually going to move myself. How far did I go? 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to put myself here so that it focuses on me
Okay.
more so than those behind me.
Acceptable.
And that is the end of my turn. Where's my thing?
All right, Clax, you are still doing your dance up there.
Would like to move away from blinding light.
Yeah, one of the flowers has been replaced by a orbital death beam.
Yes. Try to step away from it as much as possible. Believe I can go here and still attack.
Mhm.
Does 11 miss again?
It sure
I'm
does.
just going to
Bots.
turn around and can I open up Hut? Does Hut like just lift up?
Yep. You can just.
I'm just going to explore inside the Hut.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm just going to lift up Edge and just walk inside Hut.
Yep. The rest of you just see the lizard dancing around and just stumbling into the hut. Oh man. Well, I guess to dance on with you. It's still chasing after you because there's no chance to reach the others.
Sure.
So it will actually amble to get close to you since you've kind of, if you literally stepped inside the hut for a bit, it will kind of block the doorway a little bit and really has its petals on you.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, it does not hit. AC
Yep.
17.
Yeah, that's the other problem is you guys all have Dynamite 8 armor classes. It crashes.
We're still dancing together.
Yep, the tendrils. No, it's not dancing. Damn it, the tendrils are crashing into the thing and knocking over.
Oh, got it.
It's all very scary. I'm telling you.
Distills and something else.
It's what?
I could, but I'm not going to
Oh.
worry about it. Yeah, I've taken my attack action, and now I'm just moving into the thing. So yeah, I'm good.
The hut, by the way, just seems very nondescript. It has a bed or two, a little table, a little fire pit. I mean, it's just like a little kind of rest area or stop. And you imagine this is kind of a usual that it's got these and you imagine all the huts are probably similarly set up where it's designed for travelers to have a rest. They've reached the obelisk and now you can kind of chill and have a bowl of porridge or something.
I lure it into trap.
All right, your archer friend will he'll actually notice the lizard down there and think, I think you folks have got this one. I'm worried about your friend up there. And he will fire some arrows into the one attacking Clax, or attempting to attack Clax anyway. Well, there's my dunk. Clax, you look up and see an arrow stuck in the wall right next to where your head was as you look down at something. Careful, they have bows now. That one is dead, so we go to Grayson.
I'm gonna move down here, and then shoot at this one with the bow.
Sorry, number one, or I didn't number this one, did I?
The one, this one.
Why didn't you call it a number? Here you go.
3.
Yep.
Number 3.
17 does hit.
For 9 piercing.
All right, for 9 piercing, Clax, I need a deck save. This thing has gotten too close to you. Yeah, you were able to avoid its acid splashes as an arrow thunks into the flower.
I shut the hut real quick.
Can't see you now. All right, Jasper.
Helps if I turn off the circle thing. So there we go. So I can move 15, 20, 25, 30. And light them up. Hey, Clax, you might want to stay in there.
No problem.
Here comes the beam.
There we go. Constitution save, please. DC 14.
Picturing that beam that you see, I don't know if it's Star Trek or something, where it's like they're beaming people up or something, just massive, just white force.
It's kind of silvery with a little bit of like purple sparkles in it. You know,
Nice.
a little shimmer, like your transporter beam.
Hey, that is a hardy plant.
Okay.
Is it a half
Yep.
save?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm scrolling up to see the damage. So 2d10.
Yep. So I can re-roll that.
Yeah. All right. So it takes 5
radiant.
5 radiant damage, and well, Clax, if you literally shut the, you probably don't. You hear this force of the spell, but radiant.
It's a purple glow coming around the corners of your door.
It probably looks like literally aliens are landing outside this hut at this point. Like, do 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 do. But it does not do its shake off with that effect either. So no acid. Dante.
All right, I'm gonna firebolt this guy who's harassing Clax.
$22 will hit for sure.
And that was on number 3?
Yes.
Yeah, he's very well lit. He's very easy to see right now.
Yeah.
Now he's even easier to see because he's on fire.
Yeah, 5 fire damage. Lighten it up. It's taking a beating, and it is not doing its shake off.
All right. I'm gonna move.
Okay, this thing can still not take reactions because of its trauma.
That's it.
All right. This one is still alive, and it will come after MiaLynn because you were kind of imposed yourself right there.
Oh shit! It's still alive.
It is still alive, yeah,
Whoops.
but it can't hit worth shit, thankfully. I think my whole thing has just been the acid, like like reactionary attacks that they do, and none of the actual
The whole
tendril grasps.
D4.
Yeah. And it is your turn. But it looks real bad, real bad.
Okay.
You probably legitimately thought it was dead, Dante.
I'm going to look at it and just try to put my sword down through the center of it.
Calmly and slowly. Yes, once again, that combo works quite effectively. And I will rule that if it's a killing blow, it's probably not able to shake off its acid on you. So you slice it, and it just withers and crunches and falls down to the ground.
And I will look around, and actually, I think I'm going to just stop shy and put myself right here next to the obelisk.
Yeah. You feel that pressure from this obelisk. It is radiating with powerful magical energy. And you also feel a giant orbital beam coming from the sky right next to you.
It kind of matches the glow of my sword.
There you go. There's a lot going on. All right, Clax, how's that?
Equip intent. I stab.
Does he stay? He does for 24.
Hey, 9 slashing damage.
9 slashing.
You stab and twist the butt around and try to lift off air.
Sure.
Maybe.
Still gonna need a dex save.
We'll do that first. 18.
Okay, and the 12 also hits.
For 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right, this thing is looking real bad. You messed it up, but good. But once again, each actual attack blow shakes off more acid. So I need another dex save from you. All right, you are able to dance around. Now you've got the rhythm going pretty well. It's lit up with this beam, and you are slicing it, and it is just reeling and unable to whip you back. And you feel like if it could scream in frustration, it would be doing that right now.
He's secretly a bard and just needed the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
I shut tent again.
That was the best. That's part of the attack, yeah. The way that he can hit. All right, it will attempt to hit you by opening the like very creepily. It gets that flower and just opens up, And with one mighty blow, it reaches out with that tendril.
Hey,
Oh!
it hit.
21.
Does it
Interjection.
take Moonbeam?
It
Does
started
take
its turn. It has to do
Why would you
Moonbeam
take
again.
that away from me? Why? You are correct. You bastard.
Con saving throw.
Yep.
I'm taking the damage after this. That's hilarious.
All right, it looks like it's moving forward, and you see that giant flower unfurling, and this tendril coming out, and all of a sudden that beam just slams down into it, and you see the tendril reaching out right up to you, Clax, and then just falls down to the ground and just kind of flops a few times as the DM cries out in anguish.
Request denied.
Never hit with their attack. Achievement unlocked. Oh my dear God. It definitely dies from that if that wasn't clear.
Yeah.
Clax, can you get out of there safely by any chance?
I can't hear you over a loud beam.
Just out of precaution, I'm just going to move it around the circle where people aren't for the remainder of the remainder 30 seconds or so that I've got. I'm just going to move it around.
Okay.
Making sure that nothing else lights up.
Yeah.
What happens when it goes over the obelisk a little bit? Anything?
Do you want to do that? It seems like somebody's always near the obelisk.
Oh yeah,
It looks like we
I'm
might be
gonna
able
nick
to-
it. I'm gonna kind of just nick it a little bit on one of my pass throughs.
What's interesting is you see, the beam stays in a perfect cylinder as it's going around. Whenever it gets close to the obelisk, the beam is like cut in that shape to where the beam never strikes the obelisk. It just like suddenly creates like a little zone of like it can't go there at all. And then when you move it again, it's perfect. It's a perfectly round circle again.
Druid magic.
Could be an artifact. Fascinating. So no other hungry flowers.
Not that you can see in this area, and you start doing a pretty thorough job of rushing over this vegetation.
Okay. I think we have another dead tree, guys.
Yeah, you see another dead tree situation to the northeast, and then as I mentioned before, Clax actually did look at the obelisk. I forgot if you communicated kind of what you felt from it.
Didn't really get an opportunity just because the fight started right after that.
Sure.
But after the moonbeam rolls around and does its thing, I think Clax would just say, MiaLynn, do you feel the energy?
I will put my hands on it and try to talk to the vines around it and say, what's fueling you? What's bringing the darkness? And see if I get any sort of reaction.
First, you do feel a general crying out in anguish, and like it can't. You feel like the obelisk is merely a conduit of this energy, and there's another source feeding into its own energy to where it has no choice but to like spew out part of it, and you feel like that wrong energy, this negative energy, is specifically coming from this direction, from the northwest, where you see a path going. Like you can almost see like a wispy trail coming that's almost connected to the obelisk along like this maybe arcane path. The other thing you can do is as you place your hands on the obelisk, you feel like you could try to draw some strength from it. But you feel like there may be some risk involved if you wanted to do so. and you feel like it would require a to make a spellcasting ability check.
I'm all in. It's talking to me, and I'm listening.
Clax comes over and puts hands on shoulder.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on. You just think she's like just touching it, but it looks intense. Like she is locked into this obelisk.
I will close my eyes and I will just say, I'm listening. Speak to me and
make a spellcasting ability check using your spellcasting ability modifier.
That's my charisma. So do I just roll a d20 and add my charisma modifier, or?
Let's see. Your sheet for a second. Your spellcasting ability modifier. Yes. I think so. That sounds right.
Is it the same as spell attack bonus?
I was gonna say I think you get to use your proficiency also, so I think it would do a +5. That's how I would do it.
I mean that is what I have to charisma saving throws is a +5. So should I just do a charisma saving throw?
Yeah, that'd be the same thing. Nice. You are able to draw some strength, and you feel the warmth and life coming out of it, and it's almost like you're tapping into it and kind of redirecting some of that energy into you. Do you have any spent spells? Have you cast any spells?
Not yet.
Okay. Instead, why don't you roll as if you were rolling on your hit dice. And which would be a D10 plus 2, and you get that much in temporary hit points.
Shiny.
Nice.
Yeah. So you gain a little bit extra life. You feel like it's just because of your communion with that obelisk, you have gained that strength.
Why is nothing happening?
Now, if I've taken damage, so those temporary hit points, do they bring me back to full, and then whatever is remaining goes into temporary?
No, it's just you have like a shield now in front of it. Yeah.
Okay.
While she's doing that, Jasper would just like to pop a healing potion while he's just kind of over here. Keep an eye on this tree because trees are suspect in this place.
Sure. I will say with your roll, MiaLynn, that you feel like you would not be able to do this again for a while. It would draw too much strength from the obelisk, and you feel like you couldn't make that connection again for a long time. But you feel like that is specifically attuned to different people. If you wanted to share that information, you feel like others could attempt to commune with the obelisk as well.
Okay. Clax came over to me, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my hand's on your shoulder, and I asked why nothing's happening.
Okay. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to say, do you trust me? And I'm going to hold out my hands to you.
Ooh. Yes. He hasn't seen anything that would make him not do it, and he feels like he can probably gain some benefit here. So yes, he will put his scaly, slender-fingered hands into your firbolg hands.
I will take your hands and I will turn them upside down, and I'll tell you, just listen and don't move. And I'm going to put his hands on the obelisk and then remove mine.
Okay. Clax, I will see what your skills look like.
I mean, I kind of touched it already and didn't feel like I could.
That is true. But she has,
But I know from my connection with it, would I know that it was only someone else who had magic abilities?
Yes. Yeah. You feel like you
see,
can.
nothing happened.
Yeah.
Why nothing happened? This thing broken.
Well, maybe you weren't quite sure because it suffused you so well. So you do try that, and he still doesn't quite feel anything. What I will say this, Clax, you feel warmth and life enter your body, just not on a mystical level necessarily. But we'll say that gives you inspiration.
Awesome. Take it.
So you do feel
I feel inspired though.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I will look around and I will call everyone else over. There's
Maybe if we all touch Druid Obelisk at the same time, something happened.
we all switch bodies or something.
So I will call everyone over and I will just tell them, quiet your mind and place your hands.
Yeah,
Grayson puts out birth paws and touches the.
Whatever your look at your spell sheet and whatever your spell attack bonus is, give me that as your modifier for a d20 as your check, assuming you are wanting to try to make this connection. 22 is damn good. Jasper, you have cast some spells, correct? You're muted also.
Yes, I have. Moonbeam.
Okay, is that the only spell you've cast, or have you cast?
I did Toll the Dead as well.
How? I guess I should ask spell slots. What's your spell slot situation?
I've done a first and a second.
Okay, roll a 1d2 for me. You regain a first level spell slot as you feel that
take that, sir.
knowledge and energy enter you. Grayson, you touch it and the same effect. You feel warmth and energy and life enter you. Have you cast any spells?
Yeah, yeah. I've spent 2 of my slots, 2 level 1 slots.
Okay, you only have level 1, so you regain a level 1 spell slot as you regain that energy and knowledge. Dante, you try to make this connection, but you feel like maybe you might have angered the obelisk a few too many times by trying to start fires all around the wreath. And instead, do you have, what is your spell slot situation?
I spent 1 first and 1 second.
Okay, give me a 1d2. You lose a first level spell slot.
What the?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
The obelisk just like reprimands you, and you feel it actually pull strength from you, and you see like a little flower like bud in the vine.
Oh, you'll pay for this, Forrest.
That's right.
I look at Dante and I go, "Sorry, Buttercup."
Do you sense location of corruption that startle problem?
It's deep, but I can't pinpoint it. Can I cast detect magic?
So I will say you were able to actually trace what felt like a line of wrongness, an arcane a trail leading to the northwest. When you first,
I'm sorry, you did say that.
Yeah. When you first touched it, and then we got into the whole let's all touch the obelisk thing. But that was the first thing that you actually were able to pinpoint with your communion, and you did feel, and literally it's like, the obelisk is the sprinkler, and there's all these hoses attached to it, and just there's one hose coming from this one direction that feels like it is just pumping bad stuff in.
There's another clearing ahead, guys.
I will, when I go towards this, I would like to use. I have a free casting of Detect Magic as a firbolg.
Is it the other way?
Said northwest, right?
Yes.
So
I'm going the wrong way, right?
Right.
This way?
I mentioned this. Yeah, this direction. You sense. Oh, there's always a fun spell. Presence of magic within 30 feet of you constantly while you're walking around for the next 10 minutes. Okay. Well, obviously your detect magic goes fucking crazy with the obelisk, and you don't even. It doesn't even register on the scale. It just seems like it is like primordial, ancient super magic, which most of you looked at.
One specific type, though, or is it several kind of joining together?
Probably several joining together. Yeah, it's not any one simple spell. Your scout friend says, "Y'all done touching that thing? I'm not. Seems pretty dangerous to me.
you can try it if you'd like to.
I'd rather not. I have a healthy respect for these things.
Yeah.
Not that I'm
stay
judging
away.
or nothing.
Okay.
It's bad news.
Are you going ahead, Jasper?
I can if you want.
Well, after you.
Okay, doke.
Yeah, you see
Hey, a massacre.
a clearing which
Bodies everywhere. Bodies everywhere, guys.
Yeah, it's the ground beneath your feet is very unsettling because this whole time it's been, extra full of life and grass and,
I poke it with my sword.
trees and branches. Hang on, slow down.
Sorry, reaction.
Yeah.
You said it was unsettling. It gets stabbed.
Yeah, all but the ground beneath your feet all looks like charred and blackened and dead.
I look at Dante.
The very air in this glade reeks of decaying leaves and dead insects. Brown and wilted grass covers the ground, and the trees along its edges are sickly. A dark smudge of energy swirls in the center of the clearing, and several bodies lie in a loose circle around it.
So with everything blackened, does it look like diseased or like Dante's been here before us?
Honestly, it looks more diseased.
Okay.
Are the bodies desiccated or anything, or?
Yeah, they look like they have. They appear to be in various states of rot.
This is probably corruption, no?
Could you describe what the purple was in the center here?
It is what you see. Yeah, you see almost like a cut in the ground beneath it, and seeping out is this purple black. I know it looks like a cloud on Roll20, but it's like vapors of just energy, and it feels like
an earth wound or something, like a wound in the earth or something.
Yeah, kind of like that, like a just necrotic or negative energy just leaking out of it.
I would like to take a flask of holy water out of my pouch and throw the holy water at the seam in the ground.
Does holy water, let's see, does that have stats or anything?
I can paste it really quick and just copy it.
And your detect magic is detecting not a specific, it's a complex, like multiple spell things, I guess, is happening here, but more than not, it's not an ongoing spell. It's like a almost like a, I guess what Stan was saying, like a wound in the world. Case making. If the target is a fiend or undead, takes 2d6 radiant damage. Ritual. Okay. As you you can throw the holy water in there. Go ahead and roll that 2d6 for me. At the same time you're throwing this, okay. Clax, you're kind of wandering around the outskirts here, and Clax, when you feel, I notice you're kind of staying away from it, kind of going around the edge, and you feel a bad energy coming off this thing. Like you wouldn't want to go any closer to this. Yeah. It feels real bad. But you get close to the trees because they're on the edge themselves, and suddenly you hear one of the trees just shriek this like just inhuman, unholy, rage-filled scream as the tree somehow a vine manifests out of it and attempts to strike at you.
Hits.
22 hits for 14 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled within this vine. And I'm going to have all of you roll for initiative. But I will say, MiaLynn, when you threw your flask of holy water, you saw that gaping wound seem to shrink a little bit. When you splashed the contents and that radiant damage went everywhere, it seemed to become smaller.
She kind of proclaims to everyone, light, it will work. Use the light.
Ah, bonfire.
Oh, now she wants me to use the light.
So, how much light do you want?
What a shitty initiative roll. Oof.
All right, so Clax, you are actually currently grappled within a large. Well, looks like the tree itself has just reached out and snaked and kind of grabbed at you.
Is it only strength to get away, or can I use acrobatics to slither out?
I think it has to be strength, but somebody might know more than me about that.
I can also roll athletics.
Yeah. I feel like
is an athletics check okay, or do you want me to just roll straight strength?
I feel like every time we see grapple, it has to be specifically strength. I don't know if athletics, conditions, grappled.
I thought it was depending on how you flavor trying to get out. If you try to wiggle, you could use your dex for acrobatics, but if it's just straight up, you're just trying to muscle out, it's athletics.
Yeah, I can't find the result for right now, so I will allow you to choose which one you want to use to try to get out. But the DC is a 13.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Yeah.
And it's just got too tight. Get leverage.
And your scout friend says, and you see the exact like the strangulation going over, and he kind of touches his throat, in the same manner. And in fact, it's his turn next, and he immediately starts just perforating this tree, or tries to, with his bow. Scout friends, fire everything.
hell yeah.
The first one does hit, and it looks like that is having an effect, but it still has you grappled. The arrows both sink into the tree, and you hear a rage kind of echo around this area. Jasper.
All right. I'm going to step 5 feet closer to MiaLynn, and this is what I'd like to do. Let me know if I can pull all this off.
Sure.
And I'm willing to use a bonus action if I do. I have a bottle of holy water. I want to hand it to MiaLynn, and then I want to use an action if I can do that.
All out, sure.
Okay. Can you use a channel divinity? And I don't know if it'll put I might have to put it in. I'm going to invoke Twilight Sanctuary, and it's like before there can be light, there must be darkness, and a 30-foot radius shadow just envelops this entire glade.
Oh boy. That is the opposite of light, but you do you.
Yeah, because whenever a creature ends its turn in the sphere, I can grant them 1d6 temporary hit points.
Oh, wow. This is
And
your...
this channel divinity. This is a one-shot wonder.
Like, everything's going dark.
Yes, it is.
So that's what I'm doing.
Okay, and this is literally, it is like a magical darkness that's...
It's not full darkness, it's shadow.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm going to try to...
and it's 30-foot radius from me.
Sphere of Twilight. Yeah, Twilight's like, evening.
So you can still see
Okay,
it.
it's just mood lighting, really. It's just things are getting real,
And
Clax
Clax thinks he's starting to go out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the lights are dimming. So whenever a creature ends its turn in the sphere, which a 30-foot radius, I'm pretty sure covers this whole area.
So that would include me.
Including you, ends its turn in the sphere. Okay. Can
So
you choose which creatures or every creature?
Every creature that ends a turn. So this is...
Okay.
Yeah.
Gains temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your click level. All right, you're going to have to remind everybody of that because that's an ongoing effect.
And I'm
So
just
the
gonna
baddies
copy-
get that too?
Nope, I choose who gets it.
Oh, you do get to choose. Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So
Do we get 5 temporary hit points? Is that what I understand?
I ended my turn in the
I think
sphere.
each person gets to roll at the end of the turn
Mhm.
to get the
Got it.
temporary hit points.
Got it.
Yeah, but we'll
Yep.
have to keep up with that.
Yep.
All right, so this area is...
Doesn't apply to me, does it?
You've already had your turn, right?
Well,
For
she's
this
already got
round?
temporary hit points is the problem.
Right, but I already have temporary hit points, so they don't stack.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, they do not stack. All right, Dante.
Yeah.
Mood lighting is the perfect time for fire.
Light it on fire!
So the tree that's attacking Clax is, yeah, right here.
Yep.
And these other ones, are they moving or?
They do not appear to be animated at all.
I'm not gonna get close to them. Okay. I will kind of do the same trick and see here. Scorching Ray, the tree that's attacking Clax. Ooh.
That is not going to be able to hit the tree, actually. It is animating just enough to be able to weave around.
It's probably not because I'm favored by the gods.
Oh, really? How convenient. This is so casual. I'm favored by the gods, so I mean... What? Okay.
15?
15 does hit. You actually are favored by the gods, turns out.
Alright.
I think hurl is Dante's verb.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 damage on the first one.
Okay.
I assume that hits.
Yeah, 25 does hit.
11 damage.
11 damage. Before you hit with the third one, Dante, you see the tree suddenly go still. Clax, you are released. of your bondage, and the tree, a figure suddenly kind of stumbles out of the tree, and she looks like she may have once been a dryad, very similar to those pixies that you fought earlier, but now she seems to have a corruption all around her. All of her, the normal flowers and leaves and growth have all been like gnarled, and they're all like dead branches and things, and teeth have been sharpened, and her eyes glow red. Her arms have been clawed, and she's just angry, and now has been wounded from the tree. And you see the tree as she steps out looks even more like desiccated and rotted out, and appears to fall down. But and again, it's still your turn, but she steps out and kind of stumbles a bit, and you see a change suddenly comes over her face, and it stops becoming a contorted rage, and she stops for a moment and seems to kind of look around and blink, and then her voice kind of goes between a normal and frightening and says, "You must leave. There's too much pain, too much anger. I can't stop."
Yeah, she gets a fireball to the face. I probably meant this.
A 12 does miss. Yeah, you are a little perturbed by this situation.
Yeah.
If we close the wound, she might be healed.
If we kill her, we might close wounds.
You're not you're no longer strangled.
Okay.
You're probably still doing it, but the branch
I'm
is
holding myself.
it's just limp.
Well, it's still in shadow, so he's still thinking he's being choked out.
Yeah. But yeah, when she exited the tree, that effect did drop from you, Clax. Is that all from you, Dante?
Yep.
All right, Grayson.
Dante, you get your temporary hit points.
Thank you.
D6
Plus.
Hey,
just 5, just 5, or D6.
no, you would
It's-
roll 1d6 plus 3.
1d6 plus 3. Yep.
Oh my god.
And that's not health, it's temporary hit points.
Yep.
All right.
Right, so for my turn, while we were walking up here, I had switched to rapier and shield. I'm going to use my feline agility to double my movement to put me right up on her.
Speed mode.
That's right. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to do my Slayer's Prey, because she is the monster that I've been searching for. On this, that's why I joined the Order of the Gauntlet, Slay Monsters. So now I get on my first attack, if I hit, I get an extra damage. Basically. Okay. 24.
Absolutely.
For 9 piercing plus Slayer's Prey is 1d6.
Oof.
For all 6 of theirs.
Oof.
So 15 points.
Boy. You just
Piercing
saw
damage.
that ranger just take off like a shot, race around, just boom, shove that sword in. You see her mask of rage, like, has snapped back into full now and looks just super frightening at that. But she looks like she has taken some heavy damage from that attack, especially.
Actually, hold on. Am I within 30 feet? And 25. I love it. So 8 temporary hit points coming my way.
Okay.
If I give them to you.
True.
I don't.
Ooh.
You don't. All right.
Interesting.
Jasper is visibly upset because his
that
family.
I'm techier because.
Yes, that this is. He would love to heal her and restore this. This is not what he wants.
Got
His
you.
family has a tie to the Fae. His feet is Fae touched. He has a strong tie to the Fae. He doesn't want to do this.
And I'm Fae lost.
Do you? Aren't we a pair?
I have trauma from Fae creatures. So sure,
Drama.
but okay.
Do you verbalize
I
that, Jasper, or do you just?
That's why I said it's like I said we could heal her if we
Okay.
close the rift.
Gotcha.
We can heal her.
Yeah.
Sure, we can. That's not false. All right. That's the end of my turn.
Now it's a race.
It is.
Baby mama.
Okay. I see her emerge, and I see that she's been damaged. And I look down, and I now have this this flask of holy water, and I'm going to take the cue, and I'm going to put the holy water in the seam.
Okay. Roll that damage.
Again.
Yeah, Max and Vin. You hurl that in there, and again, the rift has looked like it's been shrunk from the previous one. And as you throw that second one in there, the entire thing seems to ripple and agitate somewhat, and then it just kind of closes up like you're putting water on a flame. Sorry, Dante. Oh, you stepped away. Good.
No, that's okay. Douse the flame.
We douse the flame, and it fizzles. And much to your satisfaction, that kind of cut in the earth remains, but the actual now it just appears it goes into ground. Whereas before, you feel like it might have gone somewhere else. You're not sure. But that effect seems to diminish, and you immediately feel relief wash over you. You feel even like behind you, the growth that was like it was like pushing up against this place now immediately starts being able to seep in, and you see like even before your eyes, this area start to repair itself. Starting with the area closest to the obelisk, you see like new, growth coming in, and the plants kind of sprinkling around and flowers popping out. As for the creature here, you see a change come over her expression again, and you see similar to like throwing, water in her face. Basically, she kind of shakes off for a moment. Much to your dismay, her form doesn't change. She remains this corrupted-looking figure of a forest fae. She looks like she has been touched by some kind of necrotic or demonic energy. But her expressions, she kind of reaches out, and for a second, Clax and Grayson, you probably get weapons ready because she still has very long claws. But instead, she just reaches out and rests her hand on the tree that she emerged from. She says, I can't. The trees, I hurt them when I try to bond with them. Don't know what's become of me. She just looks down at her own hands and her claws. I will go ahead and ask all of you. She doesn't look hostile right now. If any of you want to attack her or think you might attack her, I will keep you in initiative. Otherwise, I will pull us out of initiative. But
I have a set of manacles. Because you never know. So it's one of the equipment that I went out and bought. I bought 2 pairs of manacles. I didn't know how many people we had to lock up. But I didn't want to kill everybody.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have a way to take this person into custody.
You're under arrest. It looks like she is not gonna fight it, but if you approach her with the manacles, she will kind of shy away from them. And you recall, like, you know, Fae have a thing about iron and metals in general, and she looks very worried. But she says, "Hi, maybe you should kill me." She just kind of looks helplessly around her. She says, "All these trees."
Who did this to you?
She
Who did this to you?
She holds up a nasty, long, withered claw and holds it at these bodies. These just seemed like travelers, like anyone else. But they were doing something here, I'm not sure. It felt wrong. It felt like breaking.
Is this all of them, or is there more?
I think this was all of them that were here. I tried to stop them, but... And she looks down and says, "Something went wrong. I can't feel the trees anymore."
Can I... Is she cuffed now?
No,
Sorry,
not yet.
not yet.
No, I was going to say not yet.
I'd like to approach and see if she would let me ask if I can do an examination, see if I can figure out what's wrong, see if there's something that I can do to help.
Okay. He nods and says, "If there's anything you can do, I still feel wrong. It's anger. I just want to feel the trees again. I want to feel my tree."
And I want to help. I want to help you do that. So I'd like to do a look over and see if I can figure out what's wrong.
Would she be possibly possessed? Because I have protection from good and evil, which would allow her to possibly fight that.
You can roll religion. Would probably be the best thing to see if it's like a possession type situation. Jasper, you could roll a nature check to probably best determine, or arcana.
We'll go with nature.
Yeah.
Did you kill these people?
No, and she gestured at the wound that's still on the ground. I think they did something wrong, or maybe I interrupted them. But something happened. I don't think this is what they meant to do. Why would they cause such pain and destruction?
Not everyone is as kind as you normally are.
Can I try Arcana to figure out what was going on here?
Sure.
Strangled me.
Grayson, yeah, she's like, I felt nothing but rage and terror. I might have hurt. And at this, the scout, like, speaks up, and he's like, "Yeah, you sure did. You almost killed me." I don't know if I killed anyone like this. So Grayson, with your religion check, you are, you think she might have been tainted by some level of corruption. You don't know if it's specifically demonic. But you don't think she's possessed. You think she's been transformed. Dante, you are, you're pretty sure that somehow these folks connected into the Shadowfell. And that is the energy that was leaking out and it caused some kind of interaction with the obelisk nearby. You're not sure if what they did failed, or if maybe they succeeded what they were trying to do, but the result was not what they were expecting. Or maybe they were trying to break into the Shadowfell, but that's the situation that happened, and it caused some kind of tear. And you imagine the actual moment probably caused a great outburst of energy. And if the Dryad was nearby, it could have definitely permanently transformed her. And you fear that you're not sure that there's really anything you can do. But it does appear that her demeanor was directly affected by the proximity here. And even though she is obviously in a very fragile state of mind, she doesn't appear to be a hostile killer like you might imagine she might have been had she been under this effect for a prolonged time. I don't imagine you might have been able to pull her out of it.
How about the obelisk is a source of great power. Can we take you to the obelisk and see if it can do any restorative for you?
That's amazing. That's a good idea.
I will try, but I don't want to cause it any harm.
I will make you this promise. If you become violent, we will put you down. I don't want to. I want to see you healed.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to live forever in torment. So we will make you that promise. You go to the obelisk. We will see if we can make you well. But if you turn violent, we will put you down.
She nods solemnly at this. I accept.
And as we're walking, I would reach to the hilt of my sword and take some of the moss, and I would hold it out to her, and I would say, connect with the light, and I'll offer it to her to see if she tries to connect with my moss, my lichens.
And I'd like to cast Cure Wounds on Clax here. As a thank you for not murdering her for me.
Yeah, and she looks pretty
close.
She looks pretty heavily injured too. Took some blows.
I'm hedging my bets on that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to heal her because in case we need to put her down.
You pour the moss in her large clawed hands, and she's accepting it and looks at it, apprehensively, and you see the moss start to wither and kind of brown, and she looks very upset at this. It's like, no.
Well, that means it's not that we haven't got you fully healed yet. So let's go ahead and touch the obelisk, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm muttering the beginnings of inflict wounds under my breath.
Yeah, right.
In
Everybody.
my head, I'm thinking Jasper is the worst doctor ever. Like,
Hey.
if you're messed up, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And
I understand that she is extreme. It's mercy.
Everybody's in like high alert Overwatch mode, watching as she. Does anybody specifically try and like aid her in any way, or just let her kind of? And it seems like she's, has probably obviously communed with this obelisk before. She's here and she's a nature spirit, so.
Jasper would definitely. He's all in trying to help her on this.
Yeah.
My hands are on there with her.
Okay.
I want to help guide her since I connected with it before.
Sure.
And having a hand on her while she does this does give me advantage on inflict wounds if I need to. So I'm perfectly prepared for this.
Nice.
I create a bonfire.
Just okay. Suitable. Okay. She reaches out and looks very apprehensive about doing this, but you all are kind of looking and nodding at her, and she takes those long gnarled claws and places them on the obelisk. And for a second, she kind of almost vibrates a little bit and shakes throughout her body, and her face kind of like a mixture of emotions cross it, and she is kind of flinching at times. And Jasper and MiaLynn, you actually have your hands on there, and you feel a connection. So you kind of feel almost what she's feeling, and you understand even before she says anything that the obelisk is offering to take her all this pain and anger and frustration away. But you feel like the only way it can do that is by drawing her into the obelisk and making her a part of the wreath. And only through that can it dissipate all this negative energy, because it's so full of life. And she looks, her eyes snap up, and you feel this without even her saying anything, but she looks at all of you, and she's kind of looking and saying,
You want to be one with the plants. Step in.
yes.
Not
Step
like,
in.
or she's saying not like this.
No, she seems to agree to this. She wants anything, and more than anything, she wants to reconnect, and she says, I feel like I can, I feel like I can pull, it's pulling me, it calls me, and I can be part of the plans.
That's Moana.
That's right. And she
She's
doesn't necessarily
always-
ask your permission, but she kind of looks at you all for acceptance of this, I guess.
Black
Go.
shrub.
Where's your treasure? Oh, no.
She says, with that, she's like, I will call the obelisk to my bond has broken with the tree. There is some offerings that have been laid at its roots. Please take this with my blessing, but know that this place will be bereft of a guardian who did fail it. And perhaps it should not be so free for anyone. And then she places her hands back on the obelisk, and you see her kind of shudder. The obelisk lights up very, very bright. All of you kind of instinctively have to shield your eyes away from this bright, blinding light that shoots up into the sky. When you open your eyes, she is gone.
I put my hands back on the obelisk.
You can feel her parting warmth from you. You feel for a brief instant you see an image of a full, beautiful dryad resplendent in flowers and vines, and she kind of has her hands clasped, and you see all this negative energy just get dissipated. You see various, gnarled, blackened parts of the vine. You literally see the obelisk doing this. The rest of you, even that aren't connected to the obelisk, you see the physical, you're almost worried at first because you're like, oh shit, things are happening, and parts of the vines wither and die, but it just kind of dissipates it appropriately into various areas, and even then, after a moment, those areas start to repair, and then that feeling is gone.
I just go and just stay there like that.
Nice. And I think that will bring an end to the session. I will give you all some treasure. We stayed up a little bit later, but I appreciate all of you doing that. It's very hard to stick a one-shot in there. The treasure she was talking about, I'm sure we will see these characters again. When you go to the base of the tree, you do find... I will copy and paste this.
Magic longbow. No.
A small stash of possessions sits in a hollow at the base of the tree. This is the tree in the northeast, by the way, which you never went to, but was her actual home tree. The stash includes 300 copper, 132 silver, 3 tiger eyes worth 10 gold each, a greenstone mug in the shape of a hooting owl worth 50 gold, a bottle of perfume worth 5 gold, a potion of growth, and a spell scroll of Dispel Magic in a polished mahogany steel case worth 25 gold pieces. And you presume this might have been just various offerings that people made. But she did give you this treasure as a blessing to all of you. And when you all return to make your way out of the maze and return to Thalia, she is both satisfied that you were able to remove a infection and saddened at the very saddened at the loss of the Dryad, but she very pleased at the way that you ended things. True, she's glad the Dryad found a happy ending and is at peace. And, epilogue, of course, whenever the Druid visits, she can feel her in the trees and everything. And apprehensive at the fact that people came in and did this very wrong thing. And she says that maybe, we need to either close this place down or maybe set up some proper guards and vet people at the security gate or something so that this kind of thing won't happen again.
We could take one of the bodies back to Dad and he can interrogate him.
Yeah. Get some speak with the dead.
Yep. He's really good at that.
Nice. All right, folks. That will do it for our first ever Patron D&D game. Thank you so much to Stan, Brandon, James, Christopher, and Dori for playing. Thank you to all of the wonderful patrons. Shoutouts to Platinum patrons, Joe, Will, Thomas, Adam, Stan, William, I'm Loud, Kyle, Brandon, Genocider, David, Eclectic, Roleplayer, Roll, Lindsay, and Christopher. And gold patrons, RPG, Papercrafts, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Marcus, Dead Lizard, Lion, Sam, Lumpy Spuds, Jerome, Nathan, Fast Like a Tortoise, and Scott. I had a blast. I look forward to doing this again. If you'll want to stick around for a few minutes, we can talk about post-game stuff, but for now, I will shut this stream down.
And thank you, Genocider.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for letting this happen. This was a blast. Through you, all things are possible.
Thanks, don't thank me, but I'll stick around.
All right.